Good evening, everyone. It's Wednesday, it's the middle of the week, and that, of course, means we're tuning into some more of our favourite game, or at least it might be yours. That is, of course, some more good old Warframe. Hello, and welcome one and all. Korok with the immediate Hydra as well. Sure, why not? Hello there, Korok. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Floyd Thoughts saying, I'm so bugged about those sculptures not being in sync. Well, you know what, Floyd Thoughts? I could make it worse by pointing out when exactly the video loops, but I won't do that to you. But now you're going to be looking for it next time. But welcome in all the same. Hello there as well. Ground Ladybug, hello there. Extremely Fluffy Bird, hello Hero on Trial. So hey again, hope you're doing well. I'm doing well, thank you very much for asking. Hope you're doing well yourself. Hello there, Vlad. Hello there, Surgeon Moses. Oh damn, was just on YouTube, clicks over, what a jackpot. That is some impeccable timing right there, Surgeon Moses. Welcome in to the Twitch channel as well. How is everyone doing today? Hello there, Brother Oni. Why do I do this to you? Because you called it out, Floyd Thoughts. You could have just sat there and said nothing about it, but you had to criticize. You had to point out how something I'd created was annoying you, so of course I was going to point out something else for you to be annoyed about. It's only fair. It's only fair. Hello, Choconica. Hello, Garugas. How you both doing? Hello there, Raptor. Welcome in. Hello, Evking. Hope you're all doing fine and dandy today. It's like, messing around with Flying Thoughts aside. Hope you're all doing fine and dandy. Yeah, dev stream? Yeah, we got the details up and coming on that. It does mean, of course, I fully expect half of you to not be at the start of the Friday stream. That's just the way it goes. I am fully aware that my Friday streams always clash with the dev streams, and if you want to open up the dev stream rather than my stream, I fully understand. However, yeah, that's on you really. If that's what you'd prefer, then that's what you prefer. If you're going there specifically for the drop, however, over the my stream, then that just shows how little I'm worth to you, doesn't it? So I'll leave that to you to decide what you choose when the day comes. I won't hold it against you, though. I'll just assume you were lurking somewhere. But yes, we haven't even got a dev stream popping on up. But before that, we've still got today's stream. Indeedy, we have still got today's stream. Korok saying it feels so empty with the chat on chat. I get what you mean, But at the same time, you can open up the chat on the side of Twitch. I'm giving an experiment. We'll see how it's gonna feel. It got voted for. It wasn't forced by the Wisp main Stockadika. That simply was the catalyst for the reaction that followed. It brought us to the precipice that inspired and allowed the poll to take place, and the poll quite confidently said 60 to 40. That's not a small majority to have there. 60 to 40. You know, for every person who's like, keep the chat, there's 1.5 people saying, well, actually, I'd rather you didn't. So, you know, that's kind of the way it went. The nerds and nerdettes? One way to do it. Is it really nerdettes, or just nerds feels like an inclusive term to me, I'll be honest, Snake Raider. There isn't nerdettes, there's just nerds. Unless a nerdette is just a smaller nerd, in which case, well, I guess I'm a nerdette. Anyway, of that aside, because there is a bits and pieces I want to be jumping onto today, let's not delay on getting on with today's sortie, shall we? And of course, if you want to join in, send me a messaging game, the Kenjnir, or ! Join for the easy chat command to type in yourself there. We got a hive with energy reduction, we have a defection Xmas stronghold, and we have a rescue enemy physical enhancement. Alright. Yeah, that ain't much problem. Let's grab Zom, who already wants to be part of that as well. And I see Zom's also requested I bring Rhino for this. Rhino, what was I mentioning again? Rhino to a hive energy reduction. That's a bit yikes. Okay, well, the hydrate's out of stock. It's on a cooldown, yeah. There is a cooldown on hydrate, because Snake Raider recently did one. Which stops it from becoming just this endless waterfall of hydrates. There is a little bit of a limitation, so you can still do it in chain if you really want to, but you don't get 50 people go at the same time. Oh, yeah, let me do that as well. There's die size. Cheers. Need to drink 2 litres of water per day? No, you need to drink when you're thirsty. You should drink when you are thirsty, and if you are not sure if you are drinking enough, then your measure of when you are thirsty isn't well calibrated. Drink a little bit more. If you pay attention to your body, if you treat your body right and have regular balance, then you will feel quite easily how much water you need. Naturally, if you drown your thirst in distractions, such as sugary foods or just not drinking and instead getting on with, I don't know, whatever else is demanded of you in this busy modern life, then yeah, you'll not have a working sense of thirst. But for those of you who do have a working one, you just drink when you're thirsty. It's not a fixed 2 litres per day for anyone. Not at all. You get water poisoning if you drink too much water too fast? Well, that would be the definition of too much water, wouldn't it, Daitai? That would definitely be the definition of too much water. But the point remains is that you don't need to hydrate to a specific limit. 2 litres is as much a useful average as saying that the average male adult should have 2,000 calories in a day. Fun fact, I don't. I don't reach 2,000 calories in a day. I am short, I do not weigh that much overall, I'm very slim, and I'm not that physically active, hence the very slim. So it's different for everyone. It's different for everyone, and Apocotic has decided they do not want to be able to chat. Ironic given you have not sent a message ever before in the chat, so before I time you out, Apocotic, I updated it, it's clear as day. If you didn't want to be timed out, you shouldn't redeem that. We have a reading rule here. If you did want that, then there you go, cool. But I'm going to assume you wanted that, but it's kind of weird that you've redeemed it having never sent a message. Enjoy your half-hour timeout, we'll see you in 33 minutes and 55 seconds. What happened? They literally requested to be timed out. That's what happened by the thoughts. Alright, Dom. It looks like it's you and me today. As far as the saucy goes, everyone else is still waking up. It looks like it's you and me. You know, we can just duo this. We're strong gamers. We can duo this. Hello, Canuck. I'd say, on the other hand, drinking lots of water helps you get those steps in running to the bathroom. Not quite the way I'd recommend going about it. Oh, did I forget to activate the giveaway today? My bad. Alright, let's just ruin the chat for the next 2 minutes, whilst everyone grabs themselves a ticket. There we go, my bad on that. Funny how someone can time out themselves? Yeah, we made an option. What are those funny symbols on the screen? Funny symbols. Funny symbols.
This infestation
Well,
must be contained.
You got me lost there.
To sterilize the area.
Oh, which way is he? Wait, this way. There we go. Ah! Bloody... This tile set, I swear, navigating through the infested gunk is honestly... Ugh. Pain in the ass some days. Pain in the ass. We get there, it's just... It ain't so smooth.
Juggernaut nearby. It will only attack when it
And then we just need to pop the actual hive itself, which is right there.
Go away. That's it. Now take out the hive.
That fire rate buff from Wisp is pretty nice. Yeah, I'm going to assume they're not part of the 19% shock. I'm going to assume as much, but you know, there is a possibility. You're right, there is a possibility. It's approximately 1 in 5 chance, in fact. Alright, they're on location for the next set of tumors to pop. Just find all the bits and pieces. There's one. There is two. Can I hit it from the underside? I can. That's useful. 3, 4. Zong got the 5th one. It's below me. 5. Hot. Just like that. You're helping a friend with holokeys, otherwise you would have joined? No, that's fair. That's fair. I understand that holokeys can be a pain to farm if you don't have literally any of the year required to help you farm them. Which is a not insignificant number of people. Alright, third and final location of hive stuff. One down, 2 down, 3 down. I think Zom might have got the others. Oh, we missed one back here. 4 down, Zom got one of them. There we are. It's an easy mission, this one. Really easy. I've only even used 1 cast of Iron Skin, I think. It's really selling the ease. Well, I will keep running into every bit of terrain along the way, though. There is that. But yeah, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, and I think this rhino still has Arcane Blessing on it. I'll have to take that off at some point. That was just for testing purposes. 1 down, 2 to go. Just like that. 85% damage dealt? Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Obviously, almost didn't join the sortie because of the next mission. Oh, how bad is the next mission? Didn't look yet. Daitai requesting a pink rhino for the next mission. I don't think I have a pink rhino. Also, Rhino Prime just becomes gold anyway. In fact, you know what? Because it is basically not going to be a pink rhino, it's just going to be covered. Let me get something else pink instead. There we go. There's your pink rhino. Does Iron Skin give you damage reduction or extra health? Technically extra health as well as status immunity whilst active. It's a defection. Right, we're doing a defection with a rhino. Daitai, you're a pain. You're an absolute pain. But hey, we got some pink for you. We got some pink. Good evening, Cosmo. How you doing? You can get custom colored iron skin with void shells. Oh, fair do, fair do. I did not know that was a thing.
The scattered survivors of this infestation have barricaded themselves in safe areas throughout this galleon.
Yeah, it looks like we do maintain the pink on the ephemera release. That is good.
The violence they were created for. Rather than join Steel Meridian,
oh god.
chosen a different path.
No stacks, Eximus unit. Plus. Wow, so I'm taking it even worse. Let me just help you out there. Okay, no, never mind. You can just die. That's cool. Is this Exma Stronghold? It is. That's why those Exmas so suddenly. As soon as I got my stacks going, everything is golden. But until I have the stacks going, everything is not, in fact, golden.
The galleon's atmosphere has become toxic. It will kill the crew members with the
Iron Skin went very rapidly as well. The difference in the Fullman here, with and without it, is quite staggering. It is quite staggering.
You may use this console to send a signal that you want
All right,
the survivors.
let's bring in the survivors. Rhino's pink and golden. Yep. We've got gold with a pink dressing to it. I wonder if raw buffs these guys, they deal more damage. Yeah, they're glowing. Huh. They'll probably die to the Exodus units if I don't kill them still though, so let's maybe just keep on top of that, you know. We got to rescue 5 squads, which isn't that much, but it is still quite a bit. Alright, on the go. Wisp will help them survive from here. What did I expect to be the difference between 1 and 3 impact rocks? What? What did you expect to be the difference between 1 and 3? What? What? Am I missing something? I feel like I'm missing something, Jock. However, Ray, yo! Oh, I don't know why the bot's not talked about that. It did the animation, but it's not actually read you out. But there we are. 10 months of ideas, discussions, frustrations, headaches, and most importantly, support. Stay classy. Thank you very much for your support there, Ray. I really do appreciate another tier 3 subscription from you, you absolute ledge. You absolute legend. Alright, now we gotta go deal with the B squad. The difference between the stacks was staggering. Oh, for goodness sake, Jock. No, 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 no. No bad jokes. Nope. Nope, we're not having it. Nope. Is golden a good thing, given how the Orokin were? Just because the Orokin used gold doesn't mean gold is bad. Gold is still good. They picked gold because gold is good. Gold isn't not good just because they picked it, you know? Correlation, causation, that whole stuff. Gotta keep it separate. Just like we're gonna get these guys separate from the infested. Missing everyone today? What do you mean I'm missing everyone? I ain't catching your terrible joke. That's about the long and short of it. And you certainly aren't talking about my shots, because those... Okay, that one exploded before I could shoot them. But the rest of them are dying when I shoot them, thank you very much. In terms of culture, would the tenor consider gold good? I mean, if we want to go ahead and kill an entire culture over how the culture acts, but then also go, oh, but you know their colours? Yeah, we should never touch those. I think that's just wasteful, quite frankly. Like, if you're going to wipe out all of the Orokin, you can at least then take over the colours. Like, that's what wars happen for usually. You take over resources and land and whatnot. You can't just not take back the colours. You co-opt them, turn them into your own good stuff. That's a proper war thing to do. Erase the old history and replace it with your own. I mean, it's what the tenor would do. I do not advocate for wiping out civilizations normally. That is a bad thing. Just to be clear.
Keep it up.
War because they're annoying? Well, that's a Reddit war for you. The amounts of squabbles that happen over on that website, good lord. It's a surprise anything ever came out of there worthwhile. And yes, I am lumping in the entirety of Reddit in one go there. It deserves it. At times, it just deserves it. Alright, so now we've got 2 squads at once. I will handle B, hopefully Son will handle C. We'll all be Gucci. We'll all be Gucci. Get this nicely charged. Ah, here are my squads. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them? Yeah, 4 of them. They're just a bit weird. Alright, off you go. Enough lounging around and running into things. They are so like us, aren't they? Does Wisp Feud Reservoir let her have more of them up at once? No. You still have a max of 6 motes, so when you use Fused Reservoir, you deploy 3 at once. You can still mix and match, so you can deploy a fused one at the start and then switch over to just haste ones or things like that, but it doesn't increase the number of motes, no. It is purely quality life and making it where you cast all 3 in one go. That's all it is. Why is that one tanking so much stronger? Have I lost all my stacks? I've lost all my stacks, god damn it. I wondered why that one was just holding on. That's because I just let every bit of primary dexterity run down to 0. Oh, they've gone that way. Let's hope they'll be okay. I mean, this should be fine. Yeah, they're all turned in. They're all turned in. There's only 2 fused reservoirs on the whole map? Yes, because that's 6 motes on the whole map. Scam? Well, I mean, if you don't want to read the thing, does it say you can have more motes? Ain't no scam to it when it tells you exactly what it's doing. It lets you deploy 3 at once. Not 3 for the price of 1, just 3 at once. Ain't no scam to that. Multiple reservoirs stack, but yours don't. I thought that the highest wisp bonus is what applied. And if the stronger one had a shorter duration, then once it ran out, the weaker one would take over. All 3 bits come out of the same plant? Not sure on the exact animation on that, to be honest. Doesn't matter all the same.
Trust Tenno school. Choice.
Let's go.
Okay.
Moves.
Go. That's better.
Yeah, with a lot of buffs in Warframe, if they're the same buff, you get the strongest buff. Some buffs are the first applied is the only one that counts. Occasionally, it's the last one applied that counts, which can be a bit funky. But usually, it's the strongest one that counts. Weaker ones will reassert themselves once the stronger one goes away. That's usually what happens in Warframe. But only usually. Just to keep you on your toes. Yeah, this definitely qualifies the next for Stronghold. Look at these. Absolutely everywhere. Alright, Whisper's got all the squads heading on over. Actually, just my squad. C squad is spawning now, and they're going to die miserably. Sucks to be done. X3 overwrites your teammates. It overwrites whoever's on recast. So your teammates can overwrite yours and vice versa. Stynex with the last cast one is the one that applies. I don't know if they changed that, but that's how it was when I last tested him. Having 3 Whispers in squad doesn't help, correct. At least for the purpose of that specific buff, yes. For other matters, you know, having multiple breach surges, having multiple people still shooting, that kind of stuff, it's still a benefit. But for the reservoirs, yeah, strongest applies.
All crew members accounted for. Time to
You
go.
could have a strong one, a strong wisp, paired with a high range wisp. So the high range will be giving you high range from the shock mode, and the strong one just does strong buffs. That's one way they could do it. Fabulous Rhino, yeah, someone requested a pink Rhino, and in a pinch, we found some pink. As far as defection missions go, that was pretty harmless. 3 rim slivers to top it up as well, not bad. Is that out of 130 Xmas? Fair do. Prediction time? It is prediction time. You're very right, Korokop. Yeah, but let's get the prediction up and running. What reward do y'all think we're going to get from today's sortie? Is it going to be a legendary core? Is it going to be a Nata sculpture? Is it going to be a former? Yeah, former this time. Who's to say? Place your bets. Place your predictions using that lovely blue spanner icon at the bottom of the chat window there. And in amongst all of this, we got a request from Chocodika for the Amogus frame. Amogus frame, let's think about that. Amogus frame. Yes, you want someone who has an imposter, of course. You mean Loki, yes. This is the Amogus frame, right? Because he spawns an imposter, although I've subsumed it out. That's totally what you meant, isn't it, Choc? It's totally what you meant. You definitely didn't mean just Caliban because of the helmet. Because I don't even use that helmet. Oh, you did mean Caliban. Of course you did. Of course you did. I knew you meant Caliban, but I don't even use that helmet. There's Mag 2. Yeah, there's Mag 2. People didn't latch on to that. Mag has more to talk about. Caliban, well, much like his body, he left the community a bit divided. Let's put it that way. Watch our stream and get something rare the one time you vote for common item. It could happen. It could happen. What was the mission that we have got? We've done the hive. We've done the defection. What is left? It is a rescue. Oh, we're going to storm through that one, aren't we? We're absolutely going to storm through that. In fact, I'm not even going to care about what my build is. I'm just going to go. Also, hello, Trekkie. Oh, I can make the jokes, Choc. This is my stream, yeah. The Twitch chat rules I put up are for you guys in the chat. It's my stream. If I make bad jokes, you got one person making bad jokes. If all of y'all start making terrible jokes, then the only thing we have here is terrible jokes. You'll notice I don't do them all the time, but I can't trust you a lot. We've been over this, historically. Can't trust y'all.
Search for the holding location.
Even when there were limits applied, those limits were pushed to the absolute extreme. So we just don't. I do. We don't. I love your jokes. That is a wild interpretation of everything I've just said there, Cosmo. A very wild interpretation. Not sure what inspired that. Can't say anything factual inspired it. If all jokes are terrible, can they still be considered terrible? Yes, they can. Especially yours, Nigel. Especially yours. I don't even know what your jokes are, but I just know with that kind of question, it's there.
Rescue the hostage before it finishes.
So what the hell frame have you brought here for this mission? You are well ahead of me. What have you brought? Wukong. Of course you have. Here's me getting lumped in with bloody Caliban for a mission that doesn't even slightly use his kit.
Hurry up. You are running out of time.
And you've gone for the sensible pick. Way to show the pickers what they're doing.
Moved on. It's safe to proceed.
Pop that down for the hell of it. Doesn't even mean anything. Hey, there we are. First try. Let's get out of this one. Well, does it look like we're acting like an imposter? We're actually, we're doing tasks. The task of rescuing and then GTFO. Also, I suppose you could consider opening the door as a card swipe. We are tasking. It's just, yeah, it's pretty basic, isn't it? But there we are. And today, chat, hey, would you look at that? We get some Cougar. Today, we are getting Cougar. How many people saw Cougar coming? 2 people saw it coming. Raptor throwing in 1,000 spanners into that ring. Raptor, you're absolutely correct on that one. It is Cougar today. There we go. Congratulations. Raptor and Nichel, in fact. The 2 people who gambled on that. Did you go through event? Well, there's that, I suppose, yeah. Yeah, there was event at some point. Oh, you have perspicacity. Fair enough. I don't feel the need to ever really use that ability, but it's there. It exists for those who need it. Fair. There we go. 6,000 Cuba. I know a lot of people are like, 6,000 Cuba. That doesn't really cover anything. Well, you're mostly right. But if you're not burning through Cuba, it adds up. It adds up. I still haven't got the ephemera to evolve. That's yeah, I'm not trying, Jock. You'll notice that a large portion of this game, whole section of it, I'm just not trying. Because why should I? Exactly. Dark Lotus fam, thank you very much for the 100 bits. Appreciate it, dude. But yeah, the point remains, yeah. Why would I put in that much effort into an ephemera that I didn't really even care for? It's not my jam. It's just not my jam. I mean, you can just look at my profile to see some of the stuff that is most certainly not my jam. How many Eidolons have I captured? Hydralisks, I have captured 23. In nearly 1,800 hours. I mean, that should really sell. It was one of the very few things you had enough so far. Yeah, fair. I've been looking into bits and pieces around Cuba. It's interesting that people complain about 6,000 given how the farms go for it, but you know, that's a thing. That's a thing. Alright then. Up next we have got the Archon hunt though. So if there is any one of you out there who would like to join me on the Archon hunt, you're more than welcome to do so. We are once again up against Archon and Mar. I have a bonus for Caliban with strength and health. Yeah, not going to use it. That's not happening. Nope. No. Nah. Nope. Nada. Zip. Pass. No thanks. We got a mobile defense. We got an excavate. We got mobile defense, excavation, and then the show. How many excavations have we had? Yeah. Putting the ephemera on before doing the effort to farm focus. I'm pretty sure I put the ephemera on when Caliban and the ephemera came out, Choc. So I mean, you do the math on that. You do the math. How much do I care about the ephemera and how much do I care about Caliban realistically? You do the math. Alright, so mobile defense, excavation, showdown. If you want to join, exclamation mark join, send a message in. Whilst I decide what frame do I want to subject to this. Might be a double frost run. Might be a double frosty on this one. Frost is a good frame after all, especially against a Grenadier. Because with this build here, we got total armor strip on Avalanche in combination with corrosive projection. We got some healing built in, got plenty of energy, enough range, no matter. The efficiency, so that it's actually really cheap to cast. Ruga wanted to join in, come on in. Those armors dropped out, so that is a definite new. Feels rough to encounter something so time gated after everything else. Weekly thing is a bit oof. It's a very bit oof. My bigger complaint is with the Tower Forge though. Y'all have seen the video on that. Or if you haven't, there's a video on it. Go watch it. Does Frost Snow Globe hold up in Steel Path? Well, it actually gains strength in the first few seconds based on incoming enemy damage. So, to an extent, yeah. On top of the fact that with your Avalanche you should be stopping a lot of enemies from being a threat in the first place anyway, it works out. It works out. I've used Frost multiple times in these Archon hunts, and I'm going to do so again to re-demonstrate exactly why it does work. Got a Primary Merciless, Amprex, that'll do the trick. We'll just leave the rest of the kit where it is, although I will switch up the lighting because I think it's currently, yeah, it was on gas. I was doing some Infested Disruption. Let's get that off gas. Let's get this back onto a viral heat setup. So the best way of doing that would be to switch out Pistol Pestilence for some cold. There we are, viral heat, just what we need. And in that chatter as well, we got another request. Invite Barrel Boris. Come on in, Barrel Boris. Come on in. Avalanche feels like it does more work than Globe if you're actually using both. Yeah, the Globe is a generalized defense, but the Avalanche is the ultimate ability. It's supposed to do more. It is supposed to do more. Barrel, you joining us? Current deliver. Let's try that again, please. What is it with the crossplay invitations? Sometimes they just die. Hey, there we go. Right, then, cool. Apparently we're sending that invite all the way over to Jupiter or something, because crikey, that was a delivery time. Do I have a shard on Frost? I do not have a shard on Frost at this point, no. I probably should. Talked about it the other day. Let's do it. Seeing as I'm doing more Frost. Let's see. I'm going to slap in... you know, I'm at the point, because of how many Ambers I've used, I've got more Tower Forged lying around than non-Tower Forged. Let's give him a Tower Forged. Why not? We'll give him a casting speed buff. And whilst I'm here, let's give him some passive healing as well, just so he doesn't need to rely on abilities to constantly regenerate health. Just give him that little bit of support. There we go. That'll do a little bit better, won't it? Alright then, so, Archon Hunt, let's slam through. Mobile defense to get us started. We have got in a squad as well a Valkyr Prime, what else do we expect from Garuga? And we have a Gauss. Running with a good old Kuva Brahma and Kuva Tonkor. I feel like I'm one of the only people that doesn't use, no, actually I can't say that. I was about to say I'm one of the only people that doesn't use AoE. What's my melee weapon again? Right, an AoE nuke. Everyone needs AoE. If you don't use AoE, fair play to you, but AoE kind of slaps, doesn't it? No getting around that. Dark Lotus fam, thank you very much for subscribing at tier 1 for 6 months in advance. My word, I mean, I'm going to be here, obviously, still. I am not going anywhere, but that's still nice to see. Thank you very, very much, dude, on that. I appreciate it. Enjoy your next 6 months of leveling up your lovely, lovely little subscriber badge you got there. It's blue now. It's going to be bronze next month. Silver the month after that. Gold a couple months after that. Oh, yes. And here's our location. Alright. Snow Globe. Avalanche. He's dead before I can even finish doing it. It just strips that hard. Now, Snow Globe is burning through its hit points actually very quickly there. Let's try that again. Okay. I would like my teammates to arrive now. That would be great. We've got three teammates worth of enemies, and I have one person on the point here. It would be very much appreciated if the DPS frames could attend to the defense frame. There they are. Oh, crikey. Frost is not fast. So if I get here quite a bit ahead of you, you're not fucking trying. That's just a fact. There we are. We're stable. We're stable. We have got people actually joining in on the shooty shoots now. Imagine Frost, one of the slowest frames, saying the rest of the squad to catch up. I know, right? Just one of those experiences you never expect to have. It's a good thing I know how to use my gear, doesn't it?
Area completed. Move on.
Alright. Next location. That'll be this way, gentlemen. Mental gen. Don't know what it is, but you love the gameplay feel of the Amprex. Oh, the Amprex is great because it's a laser beam that chains in a very comfortable way and does a hell of a lot of damage. What's there not to love about that? Can you cast Snow Globe on top of a pre-existing one to reset its health? Inside of one, yes. Inside of one, you can, yes. Yeah, the crunchiness you get from the Amprex. Ooh! Okay. Didn't notice the bubble had popped. No, no. That was cheating. Putting a mag bubble up in the air on me. That. Oof. As I was saying before suddenly everything popped my bubble and ruined my life. Yeah, the Amprex is great, especially when you armor strip stuff, because it just cleaves through the group. You fire at one enemy and all of his mates next door to him just disintegrate as well. Can you still join? We're already onto the Archon HUD now. I mean, I can try and, if I'm assuming this is you. Yeah, no, can't bring you in now. That's a no-bueno on that. Can that bubble pull us not? Armor strip, and death. Just death. Merciless might not be the best pick here, because I don't know that I'm getting enough enemies actually getting towards me to keep those necessary stacks running, but I'll try and grab this, and off to our final location. I'll just bubble there to offer them. Can I jump up here or not? It feels like I can. Yes, I can. Why was that such a chore? Pop that straight away, and we're good. Primary Frostbite could be a nice alternative. It just makes sure you get enough procs for that to all work. I probably should have gone for a dexterity here, to be honest, because the time on it is just so much higher. Not to mention only losing one stack at a time. Because that there has fully stacked up my secondary, for example. And secondary has got it on the moment, so I can just carve through with that. I don't know why it showed my bubble at full strength. I didn't have a bubble here. I mean, Glaive Prime is just so good. I don't over-rely on using it for all my killing. It's just so good to deploy that it's great for just stacking up those arcanes. I've got a bubble somewhere that is messing up my bubble UI. Don't know where the other bubble is. But you gotta respect the freeze. Main issue with Primary Frostbite is requirement for cold. You're thinking of the wrong thing, Ray. Primary Frostbite is apply cold procs. You are thinking of entirely the wrong thing. I think you're thinking of Archon Flow. Just a quick FYI on that one, mate. Just cast another. Oh yeah, I can just cast another bubble. It's just having the UI tell me the truth about is my bubble okay or not, because it's kind of hard to see it sometimes from the inside. Yeah, Primary Frostbite doesn't work perfectly at the moment, so that's the thing. That's just a thing. What we handled, let's see. Damage dealt, mostly me. Damage taken, least me. Yeah, that's Frost for you. That's Frost plus Glaive for you. That's Glaive is definitely overkilling a lot there. Glaive has a lot of damage. There we go. Alright, that's wrapped up that one. Blade Prime 4 slash box, right? That's right, on top of just a hell of a lot of damage, which is the main reason it's there. Whilst I load that up, let's switch my Amprex over to Dexterity. It needs it. Need it. Could really, really use it, given the types of missions we're having here. There we go. Mucho better. The offense you only loaded in when I started to get overwhelmed? Well, be more like your Warframe and loading quicker. I think you're currently loading out, aren't you? Now we talk about it. Console players. Are the glaives the only weapons that force procs? No. There are plenty of weapons which force procs. For example, even the Fulman forces impact procs. There are loads of weapons which force procs. The game doesn't always tell you about this. So you kind of have to just know it or read it on the wiki. And then there's also the force procs you can get on various weapon stances. Like how you can have a pure heat melee weapon deal slash procs. That's a thing. That is a thing. Yeah, it's a bit all over the place. I would like to see a more advanced arsenal tab where you could have a list of the perks of weapons. Even if it doesn't go into exact detail about how each of them works out mathematically, just things like, ah yes, this one always delivers slash procs, this one always delivers impact procs within 10 meters, this one deals reduced damage at such and such a range, and this is the amount of reduction. This one passively reloads at this rate whilst holstered. This one forces cold procs. All that stuff. It would be nice if there was more information on the arsenal to cover. All those extra details which the wiki lists because people figured them out. But the game just decides to not tell you. So unless you read the wiki about an item, you just have no idea. Alright, bubble up. Drop in. On the location. No face lasers. We've had enough of face lasers on this channel, quite frankly. Lasers are great, face lasers not so great. They can kindly do one. Let's get this thing powered up. Pop a quick freeze. And we're Gucci. Alright, I'll just drop the power cell ready for us to use in a moment. Too much words typing for DE? No, they're fine. They can type them in. The point is that they've already typed in those details somewhere into the codes to tell the game to actually deliver this stuff. Or is it that much to put it into the UI to let us know that it's actually meant to happen? Everyone's saying, I feel like that would expose any weapons that don't have anything like that and might discourage using those. I mean, if a player gets discouraged from using a weapon because they learn the truth about the weapon, that's on the game developer, not player. If your players learn how the game works and decide to stop engaging with parts of it, that is not the player's fault. Player's choice, not player's fault. Does Varuna need a stat stick for fourth ability? No. Check out my guide on Varuna. Is there a status duration mod for melees? Yes. Alright, one of these done. Let's go get the next one. You know, one thing I really like about having my carrier is that the loadout I have... That was a slow descent. The loadout I have for it includes so many utility features. So I have passive healing on my carrier. They'll just occasionally heal me. I have a shield restoration ability with a short cooldown on it, which in the shield gating meta is basically an extra life. Various little bits, which just make my life in this game much easier than someone less well equipped. People find the stats via third parties anyway. That's the thing, yes, people can, but it still requires you to go to a third party first to know that you need to go to a third party, like the wiki, and second, to then discover the information and interpret it appropriately, when it could just be in-game. Magic card being hero, unveiling the enemies? Yeah, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? That would be cool. Freeze. Flap. No. Where do you think you're going? Some people might wonder why I've gone for a Vision Frost. The fact that I can just throw out armor strips, total armor strips at will, and not have to worry about the energy cost is exactly why. 40 energy is nothing to this build. But 100 energy, that matters a lot more to a lot of people. Cool, this one done, on to the next. Which is apparently down here. If they added a little information in game, wiki editors would be like having a joke to you. I mean, one, the wiki editors would find plenty to talk about all the same. There's no way the devs can keep up with the wiki editors. Two, quite frankly, they should celebrate. I would celebrate. Half of what I have to do in this game, as a content creator, is point out the stuff that the game decided to never tell you. And it is better for everyone involved to instead actually not have to deal with that. It's like, for example, with the drop tables. There's only so much work you can go to try and figure out how much, or what percentage rates you've got on various items. But instead, de-publish that. From my understanding, they didn't always used to. Having those drop tables, yeah, it does take away from those who spend the time to research the drop table, to try and figure them out, but it's still a better thing. Things being better shouldn't be a problem for those who work on the alternative solution. Those people working on the alternative solution should be happy that the better thing is produced. That's the saying, you would expect Hun Hao pulling back all the sentient units from Nama after a new war. I'm not going to read too much into any of the story on Dai Tai. We all know it's a bit fucky-wucky. And that is a technical term. Ooh, let's put a bubble on this. Alright, cool. 3 out of 5 down. Let's go get the others. Also, there is a ribbon sliver. Don't mind if I do. Next one over this way. I'm just going to pop that bubble there just to screw with them. When did this get popped? I wasn't here yet. Oh, yeah. Eternalism. Oh, God, Eternalism, yeah. Transparency is very good for your community? Absolutely, yes. I can understand not wanting to tell the gamers absolutely everything happening. Things which are supposed to be a secret, fair enough. Things which are supposed to be Easter eggs, fair enough. Weapon stats, core weapon abilities, like forces this proc, that's not an Easter egg. That's just tell them. That is straight up just tell them territory. Okay, well, someone popped an excavator and it got blown up in less than 20 seconds. Good job. They don't like people data mining the game for drop chances. I mean, it still comes down to just put stuff in the game. At the end of the day, if people still have to go to third-party services to know what's going on, it's still a bit rough. I'd be appreciative if more of the information drop table-wise was in-game. To again give better understanding to players without having to go to even just out-of-game sources from DE themselves. That drop table link is... well, the drop tables are just quite a thing to work through. Alright, one more to go. One more to go. Pop that thing. Okay, apparently it won't pop. Let's pop that thing, thank you. Final one is over this way. Trying to read chat whilst I bullet jump is not the most effective. I can do neither, apparently. I'll just head away over here and then read. When you get a glitch to capture it on Xbox, it's burning your sold state with the glitch. Okay, I have no idea what you're trying to actually say there, Stoverstone. Sorry. I cannot pass that one. Oh, great. Great, that laser, it set itself up just inside of the bubble and then activated. Oh, that's just amazing. You little shit. The laser beam on that thing is overpowered as all hell. Like, there's barely any warning that it's charging up. It starts spinning, and as soon as the lasers are out, you're like, oh, things are dying. Those laser discos are seriously powerful. Like I said, there's basically no warning. You don't get this charging up animation like you do with the face lasers. Oh, careful, I'm popping it. I'm not there. They just don't seem to do anything much, and then suddenly lasers start popping. Oh, fuck. Yeah, it's great. Codex didn't exist in Update 9. Fair enough. Not great. Glad we have it. Could do more. Codex tell right now it is missing a bit, isn't it? The Codex has a lot of information and also a lot of non-information, or just missing information. It could be better. Let's freeze all these guys. Thank you very much. Don't know if that needed recharging, but I just recharged it. First time in one of the streams, good to be here. Welcome on in, my dude. Hope you enjoy the streams just as much as the videos that brought you here. There we are, that thing eventually died.
The excavator has run out of power.
Ah, we are out of power. That is problematic. That is a little bit problematic. Power cells. Can we have a power cell somewhere in the vicinity of this thing? Because I do not want to go walking away from it. There's one. I grabbed it. I'll grab this one. It doesn't need it, but I'll grab it anyway. You think the dev of every game would just translate their RNG code, the stack calculator, and publish those data through the platform? You would hope so, honestly. You would hope so. Like, imagine if you're playing game Monopoly, but it didn't tell you how much stuff was. It was just, yeah. When you land on it, you're going to have to pay an amount. Yeah, okay, how much is that? An amount. Yeah, but how much? Look it up. Go to the Monopoly wiki. Hey, what the frick is this bullshit? You purchase a pack of Uno cards. The rules, yeah, they're online. No, I just purchased your freaking game. Tell me what's going on. Tell me the rules. Tabletop, board games, pen and paper games, they can't get away with it. But video games, for some reason, feel they can. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Oops. Followed the wrong waypoint. No! No! I only followed the wrong waypoint. Don't bash me. Fair do, Saminator. Fair do. Bubble.
We need another power cell for the excavator.
The miniature games try. Well, those are terrible miniature games. You shouldn't purchase them. Quite frankly. A game that doesn't give you the rules to play the game and the information about the results of your actions in that game is, frankly, missing the information that should be present in a game. Frankly, that. Prediction time again? Yep. Prediction time again. We're going to go for brute force, because brute force is just... it's just smoother. It's just a smoother way of doing it. Let's grab all the good stuff ready for this. Bell arcs. Let's grab the Archon build. You don't need me to stop on that one because you can easily find it by going onto my YouTube channel, so that's all good. We're on the corrosive setup for glaive, so that's just fine. Yeah, no. We'll just leave it on that. Don't need to do any changes there. Everything is Gucci. I'm good to go. Y'all see where he's leaving. Nice playing with you. Alright then, you have a good one. Thanks for joining in. You take care there. It can be part of the game to figure them out. The game should be about figuring out by and large, this is. I'm not saying this for every game, mystery games. The mystery games are literally about the mystery. But by and large, a game should be figuring out the challenges of the game, figuring out the tactics, not figuring out what's actually fundamental to the game. How to give you a card games. Collectible card games, or trading card games as they may be called. You think, for example, if you were to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Or if you were to play Magic the Gathering, or Pokemon card game, you know the kinds of games I'm talking about. The game is in building your deck, in figuring out the strategies, understanding what types of cards to play with, what synergizes, what counters, that kind of stuff. What you don't want is to draw a card and go, wait, so what's this do? Where's the information? And it's okay to have keywords where you do need to learn about how those keywords work. Where if it says plus 80k, you go, what the hell does that mean? You need to learn and understand it. That's fine. But if you were to get a card and you play it, and then your opponent says, no, you can't play that one because according to the rules, you can't play a blue silverfish whilst there is a red moon on the field. You're like, why can't I play a blue silverfish whilst there's a red moon on the field? Because, don't you know, that blue silverfish are part of the silverfish category, and silverfish cannot be played under moons that aren't the right colour. What the fuck are you talking about? All of that would be absolutely bonkers. Because you'd just be looking at a card, it just says it's a blue silverfish. I don't know what game would have a blue silverfish in. I just grabbed random colours and nouns. And Warframe does have a little bit of that going on. You're like, okay, well, let's try comparing some weapons. So let's try comparing a Foreman here. You're like, okay, well, is the Foreman really going to want to work with internal bleeding here? Because impact status. Okay, well, it's only got a little bit of impact. There's a lot of other stuff going on. The status is at 48%, but is that going to be enough to really be worth that? Like, how many impact statuses am I going to get? Is it anywhere that it says? No, it just doesn't look to me like it says anything about an impact proc guaranteed on the shotgun mode within 10 meters. It's just part of it. Is there anywhere that says this is multiplicative rather than additive? It says plus, but it's not actually plus damage like other plus damage sources. It is a straight multiplier. They could have said 50% chance to deal times 21% damage, and we'd know that's times 21%. No, it's plus, but it's not plus. And these are things that, even when it gives you the information, it is incorrect, or rather it is misleading, which is as good as incorrect. Quite frankly, when it comes to something as fundamental as the mathematics behind the functioning of the game, it's as good as incorrect. Figure out the synergies, not the stats. Yeah. So there is an element of figure it out, and there is an element of, come on, at least tell me what game I'm playing. Warframe sometimes falls into that second category. That's just the way it be. Knowing what's the best endo farm, that's fine. Having the endo drop rates not given, not so good. But that doesn't happen. Prediction time. Ah yes, my bad. I ranted too much. Let's get the prediction up. Let's get the prediction up. There we go. Alright, the prediction is up. What reward will we get alongside the Archon Shard in this mission? Is it going to be an Anasa Sculpture? Is it going to be a Riven? Is it going to be a booster? Legendary Core? Something else entirely? We've had Kuva once today. It could be Kuva twice. For all we know, it could end up being Kuva twice. I mean, the chances aren't tied together, so it's purely independent, but it could be Kuva twice. Anyone know what the strafe is required for Revenants, Reeve, One-Shot, Viral, Thrall? It all depends on the setup you're using. How many Virals, if the enemy has any damage reduction, if you're even taking that into account, that kind of thing. I've got headshots, real good. You'd be better off looking at the equation rather than asking for just a flat number. voting for Riven this time? Alright. Alright, we're on location. I'll just recast this to be absolutely certain I've got plenty of it. We've got a few ads around. I can make sure my stacks are charged up again. There we go. Beautiful. Hello, Archon and Arbitrations, you little piece of shit.
He will close the distance shockingly fast when he creates duplicates.
Okay, Garuga, did you just start meleeing it? Are you serious? We have a one-shot build, and you rank up its freaking... Oh my god, Garuga. Garuga, please. I know you know better than this. Don't be yourself for one day. Don't be a Valkyrie main. For this one mission. Now we've got these guys everywhere. I gotta now re-find where the Archon's hiding in amongst all this crap. This guy, stop shooting at me. Where is it? I'm genuinely of a mind to just abort the mission and not have Garuga in. I'm genuinely of a mind to do that because he's making this take so much longer. Sit still. Sit still. Garuga is down. Garuga can revive themselves. If you got the operator ability, good luck. You sorry? Nah. You know how this fight works, dude. It's not new. You know how this fight works, and I know you know how your Valkyrie works because you've talked about using your Valkyrie for this mission. So I hope you can self-revive. But I'm not going to pick you up after that one, no. Because you are going to make it take longer as a result. This is one of those circumstances where a Valkyrie melee build is actually a terrible fucking choice. Not just slightly bad, actually terrible. And he did not succeed in self-reviving. That's an oof. That is an oof right there. I'll finish the mission for you. You've only meleeed him before? Yeah, and I did a video explaining exactly how the adaptation works, and I have a build for it, or I sort of brought the build. You know what happens when you bring your same Valkyrie to everything and don't do anything different. It's suboptimal. Oh, and you left the squad. Okay, all right. Don't get the guard. All right. I'd be sympathetic, but I literally have no reason to be on this one. You know exactly what we're doing. It's, no worries. You know for the future. This is one of the areas where I have optimized the hell out of it because, quite frankly, I don't like what happens when the fight doesn't go optimally. You get a bajillion stupid scenarios of invulnerability from the thing. It's quite frankly unfun. Oh, these goddamn lasers. There we are. Oop, recast that real quick. There are a lot of enemies on this one. I don't remember there being quite this number of enemies ever protecting a Deacon. What is this?
The Deacon is invulnerable. Take down his flock first, then him.
Seriously, there are a lot of enemies here. There we go. Bailey's the ultimate teacher. There's one way of putting it, I suppose. That is one way of putting it. Why is the Felox in Incarnate mode bad again? It doesn't have the multi-shot, and it has low damage. In trade-off, it has a wide-body projectile, but that mostly just isn't what you're looking for in using Felox. That one guy starting up the face laser, Leighton just says no. Why did I not put this in? There we go. Reactivate Mesmer Skin, reactivate everything else. Hi there, can you stand still and let me headshot you? Oh, for God's sake, he flinched.
First by our father, then by Thales. And now what is left of him is puppeted by the ram. I will not say he deserved better, but I grieve for whom he could have been.
Boxes based in kind of mode really should be reversed. I'm fine with where they are, to be quite honest, but I'd rather the purpose for the Incarno mode be revisited. How is that not a headshot? Okay then. Well then, we'll just leave that guy. Well, I won't leave that guy. He's dead now. But you know that was a thing. Oh, that didn't quite one shot. Oh, I was trying to get him quickly. Laser beam. Have I not killed them all? Oh, I did kill them all. He just didn't want to take damage. I was really hoping I could nail that shot on the approach there, but it's because of his positioning. You're coming through that entrance there. Amar's right there. He's going to activate an ability before you normally get the shot in. That's second stage Archon hunts for you. They're already onto the, oh shit, I need to use the invulnerabilities. Boreal's your favourite to fight? Boreal is probably the easiest to fight, I'll say that much. Anyway, there we go. And, well, it's not Tower Forge. You missed out on nothing, Gregor. But we got an Asa. A lovely little pineapple. For those of you who thought it was an Asa, a lot of you did. You're absolutely right. Let's see. 9 of you thought it was going to be the pineapple. Mr. Badman with the biggest gamble there. 1,560 in. You're absolutely right. All the old pineapple voters, you're absolutely right. I'm not mad, Guriga. I was just simply, well, to use the age-old adage, I was not mad. I was just disappointed. Just disappointed. You know how those fights go, dude. That's all on that one. Oh, where is he? Where is he this time? There he is! Creepy little so-and-so. What are we looking at? Weird thing. Show us the pineapples? Yeah, I should probably put down the sculptures again, shouldn't I? Let's put down these sculptures. Let's fill in these ones here. Quick fill, quick fill. It's kind of weird that the quick fill is locked behind MR10. Like, I don't get what's up with that. To be quite honest with you, I don't get why this needs to be an MR10 thing, but sure, why not? Is it a pineapple? It's a pineapple. No discussing on that. It's a pineapple. All right, let's add it to the collection. Let's see. Ah, yes, we're filling up along this wall here. Let's do that. This one can go right there, and right there. And we'll have this one. Slowly but surely, we'll once again rebuild where we used to be. If you had as much endo as me, you'd immediately use it up. I mean, fair do. I use it when I need to use it, which means that I always have it there when I want to. Let's get this on this step, actually. There. Go. And we can put the Valana. This is a fat boy. We'll put it right away over there. You know, it will fit. It will fit here. Kinda. Looks a bit awkward, to be honest. But it fits. Good enough. There we are. That all of them? That is all of them. Excellent. Well, for good measure. Been a while. Just put one down. There we are. We won't have all of them, but we'll have the one down. Yeah, I've got, you know, I don't need to melt down these sculptures. When it comes to Endo, if I just grab a random mod here, I don't need to, it's right there, what am I talking about? Yeah, when it comes to Endo, I'm okay. I don't need to use the sculptures. Die, cheers. Alright then, chat. As I have put in the stream title and in the go live and all that stuff today, what I intend to do now that we got the Archon and Salty out of the way is go on to Arbitrations. This lovely little bit here, and we got a survivor one, that's nice. That's a simple one. There is Baruch, I could go for Baruch. I don't want to. But yeah, we got Arbitrations we can get jumping into.
Almost a year the can 18 sip.
Shinig Yo, thank you very much for resubscribing again at tier 3 for 8 months. You absolute legend. Thank you for continuous support here. You're amazing. Really appreciate you. Thank you on that one. Almost a year. We're getting there. 2/3 of the way there. Absolutely. If they release a new Prime mod, what do I hope it is? Oh, that is a good question. That is a good question. What Prime mod would I want to see? What Prime mod? I'll tell you what. Prime Stretch. Because then Archon Stretch can also be elevated to be a little bit more worthwhile than its current position. Prime Stretch. Yeah. That would be right the way up there in terms of choices. Alternatively, and this one might be a little bit on the ridiculous side, but why not? What about Prime Torrent? What about Primed Torrent? Plus 90, plus 90. That... I think that would go down quite well with a lot of people. I think that would be that'd be a pick-me-up right then. Highest meta Prime mod behind, like, Prime Continuity or Prime Ravage, those kinds of ones. That would be right the way up there, wouldn't it? What about Prime Auras? Oh, that's a good shout. Prime Aura. Yeah. Because that will give you more capacity on top of the bonus they give. So it could be one with a weaker bonus or a bonus which is mostly overlooked. And you could take it that bit further. Like we could have Prime Shepherd. Prime Shepherd that could put out just a lot more in terms of defense department. Higher stats. As just overall unusual pick otherwise. Add a bit of breath of fresh air into that approach. Prime version of mech mods? I wouldn't want to see prime version of set mods. If you mean mecha. If you mean Necromech though, I don't know about Necromech. Maybe? I feel like there's more spaces still on the whole Warframe and weapon side of things though. I feel like there's still spaces there. Prime Steel Charge, it just doubles your capacity on frames without potatoes. Primed Steel Charge. It's disgusting to think about. Absolutely disgusting. Anyway, chat, we're going to get cracking on with the arbitrations. So, if you want to be part of that, I'm just going to close up all these tabs here. Send me a message in game, the Kenjin, I'll bring you on into the squad. Prime Master Thief. You can finally guarantee you'll open up the locker. Yes. Drain 20, because Master Thief already has a ridiculous drain, so why not? Primed Intensify? We have Umbral Intensify. It's basically primed. Just like we have Umbral Excalibur, those are the primed versions. You just have to suffer that. How long do we run? We're going to run until we can't run. That's basically the vibe on that. So, Eliu wants to join in. Gruger wants to join in. Come on in. This is one where you can bring a Valkyrie. I do see Alpha Delta, don't you worry. I do see it. Just gather in the squad together. But yes, indeed. Alpha Delta did make a request for a frame here. I don't have to change frame. Alpha Delta has requested that I change appearance. Because you see, I normally use just the default, actually. I like the default look of Revenant Prime here. But I thought I'd see what would random give me. And I don't mean random colours. Anyone can do random colours. You get all kinds of fancy stuff. You know, that actually doesn't look too bad, to be honest. But then, you know, Remnant Prime looks like a good frame. But, no, I didn't hit that random button. I hit this one. I only hit it the once, and once was all I needed. May I present to you Revenant Pride. As glittery and glamorous, literal snowflake Revenant. It's horrifying. It is horrifying. We've even got the Syandana clipping through the back skirt. This is... yeah, this is quite something. Link it to region chat. I don't need to be cancelled by the entire Warframe community. We'll keep it to this stream, you know. Kill it with fire? It's kind of hard to kill. That's the problem. It's kind of hard to kill. It don't quite fall over, and so it survives forever. And unlike Rhino, you can't hide it with your abilities either. It's kind of normal for region chat. Well, fair do then. The Oatmeal Liver, say for the first time, hi, glad to catch your stream. Your videos help me a lot. Welcome into the stream. You'll notice it is quite a different fashion sense to the videos. As in here, we've gone from none to negative. I'm glad this is your introduction to the stream. Your expectations are now very, very low, I'm sure. Alright then, what was the faction we're going to be fighting? What was the faction we're going to be fighting with this arbitration? It is the Infested. Oh, that's perfect. I can just bring whatever I damn well please, isn't it? Also, it looks like invite and invite. We got two different people asking for the same spot. One did get it first, though. One did get it first. Because we're against the Infested, I can just go for absolute devastation with Ambrix. Because it just carves through whole groups them. And I've got the Latum as a backup as needed. Let's switch that back over to the gas, because if I do need it, gas is probably going to be the better approach. So let's swap you out for the Toxin mod. There we go. And then Glade Prime can just do Glade Prime stuff. I will set that over to heal Tox. Just so I got that there. Actually, wait, no. I've got healing available, so I'll just use Corrosive. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Even got that cloud over my head. Good lord. This is just... this is horrible. Alpha Delta, why did you request Revenant Pride? Why? Alright then. We got our squad together. We're going to get cracking on with the survival. You do more arbitrations to get so monotonous? Yeah, fair do. Not everything's for everyone. Why would you need healing anyway? You can't get healed if you don't get damaged. Because of those moments that you do get damaged. Gotta remember those ones. Alright, you take care, Saminator. You take care. Hope you failed the arbitration, so I don't have to look at that. Wow, Cosmo. Rude. Rude. Oh, that's spawning as well.
Set off the alarms and keep the Infested busy.
Yeah. Oh, and under the vent as well. So I've got a double... I've got the debris coming from the vent, adding to the snowy glitteriness, and Vitus set it straight away. Well, what do you know? It looks like Revenant Pride also knows how to get the job done. Now, I'm not doing this just randomly. I am also doing this to have an idea as to how much Vitus we can get. For that matter, Garuga, Eliu, Sebamond, do any of you have a drop chance booster active? That is very pertinent information. Do any of you have a drop chance booster? Or relay blessing to that same effect? That does change the numbers a little bit. There's something stuck. Oh, there they are. Garuga, no. Good, good. Doesn't matter either way. It's just good to know. And tune out a stream until the RB is over? Okay. Eliu's got a resource drop chance booster. Alright, cool. So we're going to get double from the drones. Or not exactly double, we're going to get them twice as often from the drones. Which is cool. I'll just factored into my information I'll gather. You got it from the Sortie. Ah, okay. Thank you, Sortie, for giving us more essence. It's nice when these things come together. You can handle Fairy Grundle. This is somehow worse. It's worse because it doesn't look quite so over the top, yet it is still over the top. Fairy Grundle is at least such an abomination that you can just get past it. This looks like someone would intentionally want to use it, and that's the problem for me. Like this is someone's style somewhere, and that does slightly hurt. I do not like Candy Floss Revenant. Candy Floss is fine, but Candy Floss Revenant is just a bit... Yikes. Does it make a difference if one or all people in squad have the same booster? It doesn't make a difference for the drop chance booster, no. That is squad-wide, and only one affects it. Obviously, if you have one person with a resource drop chance booster and then another person with a blessing, those will stack. But otherwise, no further impact. That said, for resource boosters, those are personal. So it does matter. If you don't have one, someone else does, you don't get their benefit from that. That's just the way it works. Yeah, so this is funny. Fair enough. Shaftabit, you'd say, hi, I'm new to Warframe. What is Vitus Essence? Never seen it before. So there is a resource you get only from Arbitrations. Arbitrations you unlock once you've completed every single mission on the star chart, which includes having completed pretty much the entire main quest line. You cannot get access to this before doing so. Vitus Essence unlocks some of the most powerful mods in the game, known as the Galvanized mods, in addition to a variety of other bits and pieces like Adaptation and Rolling Guard, massive defense bonuses. It is also the way that you can purchase locators to be able to farm the Grendel Warframe. And once you've got all the bits and pieces you want to get from the shop, there are some evergreen rewards as well, such as Kuva, which is used to basically enhance the stats on a certain mod type called River Mods. So it's a very useful place to go if you're wanting a load of basically late game upgrades. A whole bunch of them are sourced from this type of mission. Now, Arbitrations also come with a few downsides. Notably, the enemies are a bit tougher than you typically encounter. You'll see the level on one when I don't kill it straight away. There we go, level 64, I think that said. Secondly, sometimes the enemies are invulnerable because of an arbitration drone. You'll see these tethers appear on a floating drone. Enemies tethered by an arbitration drone cannot be hurt by any means whatsoever, so you have to kill the drone first. The drone does explode when killed, though. The drones themselves are immune to Warframes, so you can only kill them with weapons. And if that wasn't bad enough, in this game mode, and there's a very good reason to use Revenant in this game mode, yeah, you can see the invulnerability there, I had to chain kill the drone. In this mode, you do not go into a down state if you drop to 0 hit points. If you drop to 0 hit points, you instantly die. No matter what, you just die. The only way to come back at that point is for your allies to find a way to revive you, which is to pick up resources from those same drones. So yeah, there is a hell of a lot involved. Just on First Junction, loving the game so far. Oh, you are very new to the game. Welcome into Warframe then, my dude. You are definitely in the right place. I do say that, you know, very big myself up approach, but I'd like to think I've earned it, chat. You're definitely in the right place on that. Hey, look at that. Combat Discipline. Aura. Lose health on kill, but your allies gain health on kill. That one is actually useful in a variety of different circumstances. Yeah, if you somehow haven't already, definitely check out my YouTube channel for all the different guides I got over there. The biggest one I always recommend to newest players is top 10 tips for more damage. Because that is going to be the wall you'll encounter, not right away, for the first few planets you'll be fine, and then all of a sudden things suddenly start getting difficult. And when that happens, you'll want that video, top 10 tips for more damage. And then just the rest of my channel. Wukong works. Yeah, Wukong's passive works to avoid death because Wukong when he would drop to 0 hit points, instead his passive activates. Whereas for Inaros and Sevagoth, their passives are when you drop to 0 hit points, you then get to do this. They go into a bleed out state, Wukong does not. That's the difference. Because this game mode denies bleed out. Which means that also the Oniru School here, that is also, I probably shouldn't have done that. That is also useless, at least for its passive. New players, you didn't see what just happened. Really liking my YouTube videos? Thank you, J4. Appreciate that. Hope you enjoy the stream just as much. Nidus works? Yeah, Nidus prevents death. Or prevents bleed out, I should say. Rather than doing something because of bleed out. What do I think is the most forgettable Warframe passive in the entire game? That's a very good question. Most forgettable. Like, the most. Is hard to remember for obvious reasons. Right up there would be Mace's. You gain a little bit extra health if you don't have a melee weapon equipped. That's pretty bad. Loki's? No, Loki I've used. Rhino's is pretty terrible as well. Hard landing. Knock down enemies when you do a heavy landing. Yikes. Trinity. Okay, Trinity's is terrible. Slightly increased range and slightly reduced duration on reviving an ally. That's terrible. Doesn't even apply if you're solo. Unless you have a revival companion, I guess. But pretty much doesn't apply. It sucks. Is it just the extra warhold? Yeah. Loki's got extra warhold, but it's for quite a long time. It's a full minute. Which is useful for certain rhythm challenges. Over in Valkyrie get disabled by a mod. Nova's passive? Oh, no, Zephyr's does. Nova's? Shit, what is Nova's passive? Oh, yeah, wait. Nova runs out of Shield's knockdown, or is that Revenant? That might be Revenant. What is this one? Oh, when Nova... Is it when Nova gets knocked down, other things get knocked down? I genuinely... Yeah, there we are. Nova's. Nova's is the one. I cannot remember Nova's passive. There you go. The most forgettable passive is Nova's because I actually cannot remember it. That tells you how forgettable it is. It's not just so bad it's forgettable, it's just forgotten. I've lost it. Revenant's got two passives. Revenant's got, when his shields break, things get knocked down, and also he doesn't get hit by mag procs on a Blades of Eidolon at night. By going into the water, that is. Nova's lost me. Yep. I've genuinely forgotten Nova's. Yeah, Mags is terrible, but at least we know what it is. There is when knocked over, AoE damage. AoE damage, right, okay, yeah, that's... When I think of Antimatter, I do not think of, oh no, I got knocked down, allow me to blow up. What? What's Valkyrie's? Soft landing. Valkyrie cannot take a hard landing, so she's got cat reflexes, basically. Always lands squarely on her feet, ready to run straight away. She's basically got Horizon's passive from Apex Legends. Put it that way. Scal has more damage with swords. Yep, with yeah, isn't it all sword types? I think it's all sword types. Some additive damage, not a lot, but some. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. How far away is that bloody ribbon sliver? Hey, give me the loot. Give me the loot. Thank you. One-handed swords in the cannons. Oh, is it just one-handed ones? All right. That detail had escaped me. It's been a while. I mostly ignore that guy. There is a thing over here. Let me grab that. Thank you.
We will all share in this bounty. Hold out as long as you can.
Garuda's a good passive. Garuda's passive is a strong one. Oh, yes. And in fact, I think it's the only one we discovered that matters in Archwing. No other passive matters in Archwing at all. None. Not a single one of them. But Garuda, double damage in Archwing. Once you get a few kills in, double damage. Kind of ridiculous. Ammo will take it. Yeah, someone's got to be the best. There are others that probably work slightly, but no one cares. Like, Equinox's passive is so terrible, it might as well not exist. It's just that bad. But you remember it, because Equinox duality, the flip-flop, the 10% built-in equilibrium. Easy to remember. The fact that Nova's completely left me is quite something. Harris passive's the only one based on a mod that actually has the max double mod benefit? Huh, fair enough. I could not have told you that off the top of my head. I mean, that said, when you talk about max mod benefit, what about the attack speed benefit you can get for Arch Melee? Does that match Excalibur's? I remember it being pretty bad. I just can't remember exactly how bad it is. And I can't remember the name of the mod to link it in my chat right now. What's Frost's passive? When Frost gets hit by a melee attack, he has a chance to freeze the attacker. Which is pretty crap. It's terrible. Passive rework would be nice. It would be nice to see some more balanced passives, I do agree. Because you get ones like Protea, like Garuda, like Wukong, which are absolutely stonking amazing. And then you get others. So many others. Ferroy is 10%. Oh, there we go. That matches then, doesn't it? I think Excalibur offers 10% as well. So that would match. Bada bing, bada boom. And you go Oberon's passive. Oberon's passive could have been worse. I caught the details from back in the day of the dev stream. Or primetime, whatever it was, where they're talking about giving Oberon a different passive. Which got changed instead to the one we have now. And that different passive they were proposing was to make it where it was something to interact with wild animals. And Reb, even at the time, pointed out, I was like, well, how many missions actually have wild animals in them? Well, Zaku's one? Evasion. He's got a passive 25% evasion, I believe. Just as a matter of course. He's made of... it's made of... that's the right one, not it. Let's just keep it 10. They're made of 3 Warframes. I guess the 4th one for 4 ability. That's evasion. Something, I don't know. Void magic. As this realized passive was pre-2017. There was more to it, because it was a rework they were discussing at the time. But I wasn't around in 2017 to know the full ins and outs anyway. Like I say, I was catching just very old dev stream information from me at that point. I cannot do that, that is good. Probably has already been shot on his stream and I didn't mean to do it. I will say, disruption missions are more engaging for me than survival. I know a lot of people flinch at the idea of doing disruption, like, oh god, the strong enemies, oh god, the audio and trying to manage all that lot. Like, yeah, but compared to survival, where it's just hold down the kill button. Oh, as if that thing got protected when I was on 1 hit point, you little... Yeah. You like survival to turn your brain off? I usually play games to turn my brain on. As it were. You know, there's not a lot of time where I want to just sit back and not play the game I'm playing. Pretty much. As much as I am a lazy gamer when it comes to my tank, you know, look at what I'm doing with my Revenant here. I'm still actively playing the game without overtaxing myself. The amount of focus I put in, that varies, but I don't usually play the game to do nothing. I just prefer to be able to focus on the fun bits and take out the not so fun of dodging 20 million abilities that can insta-kill you if you're not careful. Lazy tanks fix that. How do you do arbitrations? Like you do any other mission. If you mean how do you access them, complete the start shot, and then you open up the I believe it's the Alerts tab on navigation, and that will show you the active arbitration. Actually doing it, it's basically another mission. Also, hate disruption, mostly hate needing enemy radar or audio. You need to find where the enemy's coming from, yeah. Otherwise, you have to babysit the point and make liberal use of cold blocks the moment you see the target. Like, there is no delay. If you are right close to the objective, you will need cold procs or some kind of restraining ability. I prefer cold because they can't nullify it. Cold is cold is cold is cold is cold. They can't do anything about cold procs. Does Excalibur's passive actually work for arch melees? I don't see why it would, no. Not going to say that I know for certain, but I don't see why it would work. And if it does work, hurrah, you've got an entire extra mod slot of 10% attack speed. Huzzah! One of the top 3 weapons in the game, in my opinion. Oh, good lord, there is no way to properly answer that, because different weapons have different use cases. There is no way to put a top 3, so you can just have... Nope, no, I can't even give you generalize. There's so many good weapons. There's so many. There is that some. What you can also do is you can learn Demolisher pathing and then figure out the kind of ways they can come from and then go hunt them down. That's actually what I do a lot of the time. I use the audio to help me be more effective at that, but you can just straight up hunt them down. Have you ever had a demo time out conduit without using slows? Yes. And I don't mean just the demo unit got stuck somewhere either, although that has happened multiple times to me. I have been under-equipped for a Kuva disruption mission before now, solo, because everyone else quit out and I didn't expect them to. I thought, okay, I'll see if I can handle. I wasn't as well geared back then. And so I had to just distract the Demolisher knocks as long as possible. I was body blocking, I was hitting them, I was doing everything I could to just try to kill them, and as it so happened, I took up their attention long enough. They were focused on me rather than moving to the objective, that the objective timed out on them. And that's how I managed to do it without killing the Demolisher knocks, and I immediately left the mission. I was like, this is not going to work. This is really, really not going to work. Not sure what exactly led to that situation, but I took it. You don't look that gift horse in the mouth. I don't like it when Demolishers get stuck on textures and timeout, though, because it slows down the mission. I prefer to go hunt them down and smash their face in. Some people use Wukong to kill Demolisher. That's the thing. It works. I use Wukong for disruption a lot of the time. I'll use Wukong if it's a lower tier one. I'll use Lavos if not, because speed and lazy tank. Lavos is immune to a lot of the negative effects as well. If they put on a energy drain, Lavos laughs. They put on a shield drain, Lavos laughs. They put on a health drain, Lavos heals and laughs. They spawn Xmas units. Pretty much Lavos laughs at all of that lot. The enemy's doing extra toxin damage, Lavos laughs. Lavos just does not give a toss about most of the disruption negatives. That's why it's so good for it. And then, if you're adept at using Vile Rush, you can use it as quite the navigation tool. Seriously. Lavish is a god, basically. He's not a god. But he gets the job done. Quite comfortably. He's not a specialist. He's just damn good. Also, yes, Lavos can put out the cold blocks. You're very right as well, Ladybug. And that is great. If you do get yourself into a circumstance where you need, or just want to slow down Demolishers, the fact that Lavos puts out triple cold procs every time he would proc one, you just put cold onto his 3 and zap that forwards, and even if they nullify it, what are they going to do? They're already slowed down. With extra duration on said cold procs, because Lavos with duration, why wouldn't you? You don't need loads of it, but an extra 55%, one mod slot, that's an easy pickup. Lavos is a really good frame, and so many people look at him like, oh, the buttons are complicated. It's like, well, uncomplicated then, you muppet. Figure out what you need to do and do it. As far as I know, is Felox more or less used than Fenmore? I have no way of knowing, sorry. Also, do I think they raise the disposition? Again, no idea, sorry. I don't have that kind of information available to me, no. I previously asked DE for certain behind-the-scenes information, but the couple times I've asked, I've been declined, so I've stopped asking. I just came to a conclusion. I'm going to get... Oh, of course, I'm not Lavos, despite we'll talk about him. I've come to a conclusion. If there's data that they will let me have, they'll let everyone have it. I know what you know on that one. Lavos has the learning curve, but he's so worth it. And it's not even got the biggest of learning curves. Because you can optimize him even further, sure, but you really don't need to. Unless you are trying to get the most damage out of his 4, pretty much the learning curve for Lavos is knowing what the elements do. That's pretty much it. Slap an Umbral tank onto him, because why the hell wouldn't you? Whack on adaptation as soon as you get access to it, which you won't need it until you get access to it, so that's fine. And as soon as you can, get yourself Arcane Grace, because it's an amazing pickup to make him even lazier, although he heals himself through his 1, so you can make an argument for that. I like having the extra lazy tank. Really hate how disposition is managed. They do it for recent weapons only. No. No, they don't. There have been quite a number of weapons which have had their disposition changed quite a while after their release. Quite a while. It's based on their own internal measure of how much people are using it versus where they intend for its use point to be, based on Riven usage. They don't give much information as to how they come to those conclusions, but it is about their tracking of how much people use weapons. Hence why we saw at one point that the Furax Wraith had its disposition nerfed, but it turned out that was, as people pointed out, it's like, no one thinks the Furax Wraith is that amazing. It's getting its dispo nerfed because of the Amalgam Furix mod. The DE are tracking use stats, and using that to inform their decisions. Older weapons that don't get updated are usually because DE believe they just don't need an update. On the disposition side, anyway. Do I agree with the sentence from Chocodika saying almost every Warframe is a good choice to do the mission they're farmed in? I don't even know where to begin on that one, quite so. I would say that is a terrible claim to make overall. Just from thinking back to going through the farms, sometimes I felt like, okay, this is a poor Warframe, but I'm using it for the video. But I feel like that is a massive generalization, which is just begging for people to point out, well, what about this situation? What about that situation? So, offhandedly, I don't agree with it, but looking into it, that's 51 Warframes. A fewer if you take out the purchased frames in the dojo. Near enough 51 Warframes to talk about. Bear in mind, when you say good choice, we also need to define good choice to validate that sentence. Are we talking good choices in this frame can get it done? Good choices in this frame is meta for getting it done? Good choices in this frame is in the top 25%, 10%, top 1 spot for getting it done? Stynax would be amazing for farming Stynax. I mean, if you could use a Warframe for that farm. Slight problem there. Just a slight one. To give an example, I would say that Caliban, for example, is pretty mediocre at best overall. If you put him onto the open worlds, probably not a good pick. Probably not a good pick. Mag for fighting the Sergeant, you do not need the level of power that Mag has. You want something that gets through the mission quicker. Same with Nyx, you do not need the level of defensive and debuffing power that Nyx has. You just need speed. But the capabilities often match what the mission was for you. So like I'm saying right there, the cases, there's enough cases immediately that I can think of that I'd say no, that no. To say that a Warframe's capabilities match the mission that it's farmed in by and large, no, not really. Not really. What capability is Hildren bringing that's really good for fighting Exploiter? What is Grendel bringing that is really good for fighting the Corpus in a no-mod mission? Given that Grendel now has a viral buff, which doesn't work against shields, a armor strip buff, which doesn't work against shields, has lost the toxin damage that he would apply, which would have been great against shields. He's lost that toxin overall damage buff. So he can work in the mission, but to say that he is particularly good for it compared to the other frames, I'd say that's pushing it out a bit. Where you can bring the likes of Trinity, Protea, Hildren, Lavos to that instead. Oberon, not the best pick for his farm. Yeah, Oberon for Railjack wouldn't really be where I'd take it. I don't take Oberon anywhere, to be honest with you. Is Ash a good farm for Railjack? I wouldn't really be putting Ash down there. I mean, he can work there, but he's not got anything particularly amazing for it, no. Siren versus Keller, the same's got nothing? Yeah, not really. Siren's a good frame, but she hasn't got anything specifically for that assassination that makes it better. If anything, her spores are negatively affected by being in an assassination situation. Yeah. So overall, Chocolate, I'd say no. Saying that the frames are typically good for the mission they're being farmed on? Generally, no. Not to say that by and large also no, just the statement has too many places where you go, no, not really, to make it worthwhile to validate. Ember is good at clearing out ads, and she has damage reduction, and she has armor removal. Does that make her good for her fight? Well, the boss, you're killing the targeted spots, and she helps with nothing on that. So, kinda yes, but also kinda no. Zaku is a great frame overall. Is Zaku particularly good on Deimos compared to other frames or compared to how they fare in other missions? What about Deimos open world makes Zaku better compared to other places they can be used? Well, they've got an armor strip ability. You've got armor infested, so I guess there's that. You've got the void damage. You've got the fact you can corrupt some to your side. Got a void laser beam. I don't know if that really stands out, though. Zaku's a good box breaker. Zaku is a good box breaker, yeah, that is true. Are you typically breaking boxes to open up bounties? Umbra, Trinity, Wisp, yeah. I mean, Wisp helps out quite nicely for the rope loaders. Trinity, just general healing support, sure. It's nothing spectacular, nothing specific to the mission where she really shines, she's just kind of there. Octavia's great for survival, so that's a good pickup. Because that's the big farm for her, is that survival mission. She's great at just enduring long missions and mind-numbingly crouching your way through it. Gauss is great for disruption because of the speed on him and overall tank. Because you want to be getting about, you want to be dealing with stuff quick, and he deploys cold procs too, that also helps. So he is a good one for that. Rivara good for spy, yep. Equinox is nothing special for dealing with Tal Rega, no. Equinox is absolutely nothing special for dealing with Tal Rega. People are dropping Spy Wukong in favour of Titania, that should say a lot. It says that you're speaking to people who are dropping Spy Wukong in favour of Titania. That's all that says to me. I don't do that. Put the max asleep and nuke. So the nuke is a nuke. It's an AoE. It's not something that really works too well against the boss that you're mainly killing. Can put the Manix asleep? Yeah, you can sleep the Manix. Doesn't make that much more effective overall at the mission compared to other missions she's in and other frames in the mission. It doesn't do that much. Actually, no, I've gone through that mission a hell of a lot of times. So the multiple times people have been like, "Oh, is it really that easy to do the mission? I think Equinox is one of the hardest farms in the game." I'm like, no. It's one of the more annoying ones because you've got 8 pieces to get, not 3. That's all. Go, bruh. I don't think you can do that mission this quick. Here's a screenshot of me doing it even quicker than I said you could. Oh, I'm bad at the game. Yes, you are. That is a conversation that happened. Just one of those. So there's something wrong with level design. If you need the thing you're farming to have a better time at grinding the thing you're farming. No, there's nothing wrong with that, Daitai. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it is relatively common in MMOs and RPGs and all kinds of stuff that as you do something, your reward is to be better at that thing. You go to RuneScape, you go mining. Hey, congratulations, because you did all that mining, you are now able to use this higher level mining pickaxe. There is nothing about it that is special other than we have said it is special. And therefore, because of your mining level, you have now somehow figured out how to use this identically shaped pickaxe made of a different material. You are now better at mining because you mined. That's a thing in RuneScape. I'd bring up other examples, but quite honestly, my best go-tos at that point, you've got the trading in Elite Dangerous. Hey, you trade a load of stuff, here's credits. You now can get more trading. Kind of ties into the same. Entire roguelike genre works like that? Yeah, pretty much. Hey, you cleared these dungeons, or whatever mission type. Congratulations, here's a reward that can allow you to do it even better next time. Yeah, pretty much. Anything replayable, a lot of the time the reward makes you better at that. Because, well, gamers and developers alike like things which are thematically connected. Big surprise, you get the spy frame from the spy missions. Which is why it's really weird that Ash and Oberon are in Railjack. What do they have to do with Railjack? Question for you. Oberon's 3 can heal teammates and objectives. Does Garuda's 3 do the same? Garuda's 3. I thought the Blood Altar was 2. Unless you mean does Garuda's 3 give energy to others, in which case no. Blood Altar definitely heals allies. Don't remember if it heals objectives these days. Everyone has died? What the hell happened? Well, we have been here for half an hour, actually. Alright, we'll revive you and we'll exit. Or do we just exit with? Guys, shall we just exit? It's been half an hour. Everyone's clearly at the point where it's taxing them. You were distracted. Okay. Because there's probably a new arbitration up at this point. Didn't refresh your E. Yeah, I've been known for not refreshing my melee too. It's a problem. F3. I'm going to ignore that correction. E now. Sabemon died because they did not refresh their melee. 4 minutes until the next one? That gives us time to talk about our extraction, doesn't it? Have a look at the details, draw some conclusions. I don't think your teammates would appreciate getting 3'd by Garuda. Oh god, can you imagine? If Garuda just took your health as well, it's like, I need that! Give me energy, I am vampire! Hey, Garuda, you little bitch. What the fuck? I was using that health. Not anymore. Get it back from this Blood Altar. I don't know why she sounds like that, but that's how she sounds now. Okie dokie, what are we doing today? Apparently coming up with a terrible voice for Garuda. That's a thing. forfeited your health privileges. Pretty much. No. Really is Snicker. We're not turning Garuda into a Snickers advert. It's not happening. Problem with Railjack wasn't the lack of ash parts, it's the freaking bugs and crashes. Well, yeah, there is that. Railjack is notoriously buggy and suffers if anyone in the group is struggling or failing to load. It's a thing. Well, we brought Sabemon back. I don't know why we didn't leave straight away. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, we'll leave it on 35. We'll leave on 35, guys. Might as well just start heading towards that direction because we're about at 35. I don't want to go a full extra 5 minutes again. It doesn't matter because the rotations here aren't AABC. AABB, CCCCCCCCCCCC. So the extra 5 minutes makes no difference other than, hey, here's another C rotation.
The longer you fight,
Oh, look at that, an Aura Former blueprint. Oh, now we have to stay because that is. Let's go. Let's just go. I'm host and I'm going, so let's go. When Garuda is Rad Proc, can she impale allies on a Blood Altar? I don't know if she can impale allies. But there are a lot of frames who can do a lot of dodgy stuff with Rad Proc. Gara is perhaps the funniest. No Glaive Prime, what is a good build for it? Do you need plus slash mods or are the 4 slash on heavy attack enough? You don't need plus slash mods on pretty much anything for Starter Jedi, because it does not enhance your slash procs, just makes them more likely to proc. But on force proc weapons, that doesn't matter. I'll show you the build when we're out of this. I'll show you when you're out. Rose, cheers. Who are we waiting on? Yo, melee frames. You have to stand on the exit to exit. Basic can switch cheese or allies. Revenant can Uno reverse card that. Alright, so in 38 minutes we got 38 essence, and that was with someone having a drop chance booster. Interesting. Very interesting. Did you know Atlas's 3 doesn't stop Titania from flying, but will freeze everyone's position even in the air? Doesn't stop Titania flying? Well, as in Titania can still keep going around, or just stops dead but still flying? You're very welcome, Garuda. Thank you for joining in on the run. Shall we test out the Garuda Rad Proc thing? Oh, we got a way of testing it. You can just take Garuda down to the simulacrum, turn on friendly fire, and see what happens. That'll do you the trick right there. Alpha Delta, I hope you enjoyed having Revenant Pride there. Let's save everyone's eyeballs now and just not keep doing that, shall we? Thank you, there we go. Much better. Much better. Alright, I am recording the results from Arbitrations. Let me just quickly note this one down into my sheet here. So that was the survival on Mercury against the Infested. Mission time was 0:38:37. Total kills as a squad. How much did we get? We got a few, didn't we? Bloody hell, I'm going to add this up. 1164 plus 1269 plus 1207 plus 1221. That was very balanced. That was exceedingly balanced. Even the damage dealt is very balanced. You don't see that often in a squad, do you? Bloody hell. 4,861 kills in total there. I'm genuinely impressed at just how balanced that was there. Sure, the melee kills are very much all over the place. But the total kills and total damage, that is looking nice. And of course, Revenant doing Revenant things. Squad size 4 rounds. We did 35 minutes, which is 7 rounds? Yeah. Vitus Essence obtained was 38. With a booster. There we are. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Alright, that's all recorded. It's my spreadsheet. Jonathan, trying to build a good Steel Path Ember build. I need something to deal with Acolytes. I heard the Glaive Prime is good for that. Glaive Prime is good for almost everything. But yes, this is also good for that. So this Glaive Prime here, this is my corrosive one. The only difference between this and the Heal Toxin is that I switched out the electric mod for Life Strike. It does what it says on the tin, it switches to corrosive and heals me. Because the explosion is a heavy attack. And so you hit an enemy with that, you're instantly healed. No, pretty much any Warframe, the amount of damage compared to the amount of health that enemies have and you have, you're just alive. So either of these work. I don't go for a viral build because we're not trying to stack viral procs with this. We're just trying to kill the enemies. And the reason that corrosive is on there is for those enemies which are slash resistant or slash proc immune even, typically are then also weak to corrosive. So this just goes, oh, bye-bye, and blows them up. Acolytes, for example, they can take a max of 4 slash procs. I don't know if they take the 4 heavier slash procs that have hit them, because they do seem to die reasonably well sometimes, but then other times they just don't. So I'm not sure if it's the hardest slash procs or if it's just the first 4 on them. Might want to investigate that at some point, you never know. But the corrosive still absolutely cleaves through them. That's why I go for this approach. We got the Volatile Quick Return, the extra blast radius. It's about the only mod that gives you the extra blast radius, so go for it. You don't need range on this build. Corrupt Charge, basically doubling our damage there. Nice easy pickup. We got a couple mods for pure melee damage, a couple mods for pure heavy attack wind-up speed. We got the crit damage there, and it all works good. You could swap out this and also former up once more to put on even more crit damage in the form of Gladiator Might, but I'll be quite honest with you, it doesn't need it. It doesn't need it. If a couple glaive throws aren't enough, you've got bigger problems than a little bit more crit damage. Yeah, it's something I should look into at some point, Genuine. It's something I should look into. Oh, Eddie's arrived. Of course, we're switching over to EDM. That's a thing. They arrive, they press the button. The day ends in a Y. Alright, what's the new arbitration that's available? What is new arbitration? New arbitration is another survival, but this time against the Grineer. And now with a bonus to Ash. Okay. Why not? Why not? Ash it up. But so not every day you get a strength bonus to Ash, so let's just go for it. Let's see there. Which of these configs do I want to use? That one does a heck of a lot of damage, is moderately efficient. This one does bugger all damage, let's not use that one. That one is a junction specific build, so let's not use that one. This one has better duration, lower range, almost the same strength. Got preparation on there though. And what's changing the arcane? Consequence versus Fury. Well, Fury on critical hit, bonus melee damage. I don't know if that actually affects Ash. Does it? I feel like I put this on to test and I can't remember the results of my test. God damn it. Does Savage Silence synergize well with Ash? If you're using the Fatal Teleport build, definitely. Otherwise, for these, I don't know that Bladestorm is affected by it. I'm not sure. Something tells me no, but I can't remember. Just like I can't remember if Arcane Fury affects it. It's one of those things where it does finishers, but it also doesn't do finishers, which is a bit of a there. Hey, you got your first Outforge, Eddie. Nice. Hello, Blue Bottle. I'm doing alright. Hope you're doing well yourself. Welcome into the stream. I'm going to check this, because I probably had it on just for testing, but Blade, Storm, Ash. Alright, damage is affected by... damage affected by Ability Strength, Steel Shard, Savage Silence. Oh, it is affected by Savage Silence, there we go. Radiant Finish, Arcane Fury does affect the damage. And Arcane Blade Charger. Okay, cool. There we are. Well, that answers that. See, Wiki is amazing. Savage Silence and Arcane Fury both affect the Wiki. Affect Blade Storm. They also apparently affect the Wiki. Because they changed the details on there. I don't know. Just got a couple. Wiki damage bonus? Yes, it does psychic damage. An underutilized damage type in this game, but it exists. Is void damage psychic damage? Because we got most physical things covered. We even have multiple forms of electromagnetic. We've got electricity, we've got radiation. We've got heat in there, we've got toxin, we've got viral, corrosive. We're covering pretty much everything. Is void damage psychic? Psychic damage by rev fashion. Wow. Wow, that is... Okay, fair enough then. I should have seen that coming. You monster. Okay then, cool. I'll just move on in life. There was me opening up an interesting discussion. Ladybug comes in with the absolute devastation. I'll just move on with my life, yeah. I know that has a mod missing, I don't care. Cool. Let's whip a Fullman. Yeah. All-purpose build. That'll do just fine for me. Switch over to dexterity because I expect to get melee kills. This probably triggers off ashes. We'll find out. What about true damage? True damage is anime damage. You think about it. The more you think about it, the more that answer is correct. The anime tropes of just a quick slash. The enemy stands there for a moment. A second passes. And then they just split apart from this amazing slash proc. How the animations that come out of Ash here are very much just anime cinematic. I mean, look at this fucker. True damage just bypassing your armor, going straight through. Anime damage. Warframe is anime confirmed, pretty much. Do we recommend guys get into Warframe? If you enjoy Warframe, yes. If you don't enjoy Warframe, no. If you are not sure if you enjoy Warframe or not, try it. And then you'll know, yes or no. It's that simple, my dude. No one's going to convince you to play the game. The only person who can change whether or not you play the game is you. So if you feel like you want to play it, play it. And when that feeling stops, stop playing it. It's that simple. It really is. It's not a job. Warframe is free, so it doesn't cost you anything to try. Exactly, Raptor, yeah. You can just go for it. Galdogas, again, I have a question. What do you recommend for a solo problem run? You could probably do just fine with either a pure tank, so if you go with something like Lavos or Revenant or Rhino, or you could go with a very strong damage dealer area control frame, like for example you go with Korra. One thing I've heard people use is go with Korra defensively, kill the enemies, and let the NPCs carry the points into the spot. And Korra scales pretty nastily. So yeah, any of those could do you the trick. And then there's various helmet options as well, which can just lead to some insane plays overall. Yeah, any of those should work for you. Alright, enough dithering around, let's go. You're looking for a loot shooter that's a huge time sink? Yeah, that's Warframe. That is Warframe. Alright, let's go. Actually, before we go, on that point, I was looking at this the other day. I want to reinforce this point. When we talk about huge time sink, sorry to just cancel that there, leave all that. I've noticed just how many relics I have. I was looking at this just the other day, and I was like, when did I get so many relics? So I'm scrolling a bit here. I'm still in double figures for each of the relics I'm looking at. And this includes Axie relics. I'm not quite sure when I got so many of these. And so I did the count. I did the math on it. If I opened up a relic every 3 minutes, okay, chat? Which is faster than doing it in survival, that's faster than doing it in any of the endless modes, really. That is restricting it down to either really good disruption runs or speeding through captures. accounting for loading time as well. If I open up a relic every 3 minutes, 20 relics an hour, okay? 20 relics an hour. And if I did that for 37.5 hours a week, that's a 9 to 5 jobs worth of just opening relics with a half-hour lunch break. You know, got to give yourself a lunch break. 37.5 hours a week. It would take me 6 weeks to open up every single one of those relics. And that is not counting any additional relics that I would get along the way. I literally have 6 weeks of a full-time job, an entire summer job worth of relics to open up there. Thousands of them. Barrow would pay me well for that work, and that's actually possibly the worst bit, is that it wouldn't feel that amazing in terms of return, potentially. Because what's the average ducats per inch? Let me just check here. Void relic. Come on, Wiki. I can't bother to remember this number, I just look it up every time I need to know it. Average ducats in an int squad, 39.3. Okay? So, over the course of an hour, 20 relics open, that's 786. And this would actually come out to about, I think it was 224 hours? 176,000. 176,000 ducats. Roughly. It would be more or less than that because of formers, but roughly, we're in that ballpark. For 6 weeks of a full-time job of doing nothing but opening relics, efficiently that is, every 3 minutes, with only a half-hour break for lunch. Yeah. Relic stash is the kind of thing people say only exists in math problems. I am the math problem. Yeah, that's accurate. A lot of ducats for nothing to buy, also true. Engineer the new Prime Mod Baron. I just tank the price of a random Prime Mod. Like, something comes out, something really high meta that loads of people expect to stock up and sell on. There's going to be loads of platinum in it in 1 or 2 months' time. And then for the entire 2 months, I'm just there constantly holding it at a flat 25. Multiple people try to buy me out. Like, I'll get all of them that you got. Like, you don't have enough trades in a day. You don't. Could you imagine? Except I don't think there'd be enough ducats to do that. Let me think, actually. 100... I said what, 170,000? Let's make that 180,000. Because that makes it easier on the whole number of trades thing. Because... let's say we're talking 300 ducat mods. 180,000. Multiplied by 6, you get from 300 to 1,800. So that would be 600 of the mods I could pick up. You can trade a little over 180 items a day, so I could probably do 4 days worth of max trades with all of the relics I have turned into ducats. 4 days worth of max trades of 300 ducat mods. That's really not that much, is it? I could max out the trades for a few days, or individual mod trades for about a month. And then that'd be it. That would be it. It says I only have 7 kills. I swear I painted more enemies than that. Are they just not dying? They're dying. What are they dying to then? Why am I not getting kills? Can you fuck off for a moment whilst I try and get some kills? Thank you. Okay. Also, can these things fuck off for a moment whilst I try and get some kills? I swear. No, they're definitely dying. I'm on... what? Why does this not count as kills? It literally is anime damage. I'm not even credited for it. They just died. And the game's just like, I don't know what happened. I'm on 16 kills. I am not on 16 kills. It's got me listed as 16. I am definitely not on 16 kills. I'm not killing them, the shadow is. The shadow is me! Oh. Can't kill him through that thing. This is some bullshit. I'm on 40% of the damage now for 21 kills. 39% damage is at 118. Carry killing them? I get credited for Carrier's kills. Carrier's my companion. Those kills might mostly be Carrier kills that are showing on there, in fact. There it is. 24, 24, still 24, 25. We got up to 25, chat. 26. 27. It's just counting like 1 kill per ability. 28. 29. A little bit more than 1. I don't know what it is. This is so weird. I have no idea what's causing this. The game must be the wind. Basically, yeah. We're going full Skyrim on this. And that's not the first time I've said Warframe's gone full Skyrim, which is kind of weird. Kind of weird. Speaking of bugs, did I see the Warframe on the dev stream announcement? I did not. No, I haven't looked at that. I heard there was the announcement and that was all the info I needed. I usually look at the dev streams after the dev stream because they stream whilst I stream. It's awkward. Oh god, how did he know where I was? Thank goodness for shield gating, eh? I have no idea how many I've killed this way now. I am constantly absolutely carving through them because this build is designed to absolutely constantly carve through them. But I have no idea how many I've done. Hey, Ishio, how you doing today? Hope feels good. A game all about the numbers that can't even credit me for the kills. Unbelievable. Also, max combo. Can I cloak? Thank you. Really hope it's new Warframe, not just a skin. Yeah, I'll have to have a look. Now is not the time for me to look at it, like in the midst of this mission here. Because this is not solo, I can't pause it. It's an online game, Mom, I can't pause. But yeah. In-game carry confirmed. Oh, sod off, Nietzsche. I am not being carried. If anything, I'm so good at the game, I don't even need the recognition of it. That's what it is. Actually, I took my dog up to the cocktail bar. It was an interesting evening. Nice. Hopefully the, what's it? The group you look... Was it today that you're looking to do the group? That's what someone being carried would say. Oh, sod off. Don't join in with them. You always join in with them, ITO. I'm going to stop being friendly when you arrive. You always join in with them, don't you? It's not the wisps thing. It's now the carry thing. I'm not the one that's bugged here. Warframe's the one that's bugged. We can see from the damage dealt, I am clearly pulling my weight. And that is from primarily ability damage, no less. Alright, fair do, Ishio. Right, Greeders 2 does not heal objective. Fair do. With Trinity's 1 can. I'm fairly certain Trinity's 1 doesn't just heal an objective, it heals it better than almost any other healing option available. I think Trinity's 1 does some really funky stuff for healing. How much essence have we got so far in this mission? Good question. Let me refresh my invis and then I'll have a look. Okay. 0. So we got 1 so far because of round rewards. Otherwise 0. That is, The enemies are not dying of clone rot. I am killing them. Bananas. No Vice Essence if you're not... Sod off! I can't even not get credited for the kills on the things that drop the Vitus Essence, the drones. Because the drones can't die to ability damage. Is it Roast Ken Day today? Apparently. And if anyone is roasting but not a subscriber, they're a meanie. Can't even give to the stream that you're ragging on. Wow. That's my return roast to you. Enjoy the stream, but too cheap to support it. Well, can't be roasting it then. That's too much. If you do support it, then whatever. I deserve it at that point. Hey, look, a Vitus Essence. Let's go get that. Yay, a Vitus Essence. Is it really the first one? Oh, apparently the first one. Less you know. This is where someone says in the squad that somehow managed to pick up 3 of them so far, and they just didn't show for me. Looks like you won't be roasting anyone because you're poor. That's life, isn't it? Different rules for the rich and poor. Yeah, we emulate that here apparently. Not the greatest, but there we go. Trying to think of a perfect roast. It's probably coffee. Or maybe actually, you don't even need to go for drinks. You know, there's just have a nice Sunday roast. Oh, that'd be lovely. Nice Sunday roast. Roast potatoes and parsnips to go with it, gravy all over it. Oh, Yorkshire puddings. That'd be a perfect roast. Probably won't have that this Sunday, but it'd have been nice. Fact, Game Cave buff Twash but doesn't credit kill Twash user. I know, right? I'm on 132 not kills now, which is still less than the person who's done less than half the damage I have. And I'm not doing overkill damage. Yeah. Pigs and blankets are good? They are, yes. I almost universally go for vegetarian option, still. Pigs and blankets. Can't take roast from non-spoilers because I'm too soft? Wow. Wow. Eddie out here calling me soft like it's a bad thing. I've seen what you guys call hard. It ain't a compliment. Really just roasting me? Apparently so, IceGeo. Apparently so, but you're not allowed because you're only a mod. You're not a subscriber. You're not allowed. Look at this man. Moderating, mocking, not subbing. It's almost like he's actually a friend IRL. Team makes you weak? It does not. What even kind of claim is that? That's not even a roast. That's just wrong. Honestly, that roast was so weak, I think you might need to brew it for more than 2 seconds, dude. Keep trying. Zom has the power? I suppose, Zom. If you feel mean enough, if you can actually manage to be mean enough, Zom, if you have it in you to turn against me so, then I understand. If you have it in you to be so callous as to join the ranks here, fair enough. Roast is so weak it's decaf. Roast is so weak it's not even using hot water. The kettle was never boiled without a roast. Last stream I roasted us. It was a circle life. Last stream I roasted everyone evenly, thank you very much. I distinctly remember what I said about Lavos mains. I'll have you know. That was an equal opportunity roast. No man, woman, child left behind. That was an Oprah level roast. You get a roast. You get a roast. Everyone gets a roast. That's what that was. Can we stop having toxin procs, please? I keep on having to slightly heal my health. It's silly. You guys use hot water to make tea? Yes. Let's not recreate that Reddit thread. Or was it a Tumblr post first? Might have been a Tumblr post first. Tumblr is often first for the stupidest shit. What about Lavos mains? They hate themselves. That's what. Does everyone say, I'm trying to gaze some enemies so you can get some kills, Ken, but they die too fast? Why would you need to gaze some enemies? Are you suggesting that I need an enemy to be armor stripped to kill it with my slash procs? Are you for real? Seriously? Yes. Even without the armor strip, they're just dying. I don't even get to the slash proc bit. I'll be honest, the whole Lavos mains and Deimos mains hate yourself bit, it's a cop-out, because I could say that about most gamers, and most gamers, they won't protest, they'll just go, mood. It's a cheap one. That's horoscopes here. I have to come up with something better. Slashbox don't kill. I'm nearly up to Eliu, which is actually kind of problematic for Eliu, given that we've already verified that my kills are not popping up on the scoreboard. Eliu, what are you doing? I should not be able to catch up to you. We had a very even split last mission. What's going on now? I mean, granted, I do just look around, paint the area, and people die. Kind of fun. Occasionally, I pop the form in, everything in the line dies. He's great. Look at that, just cleaves through a group of them as one. Okay, now I'm no longer catching up to Eliu. They have picked it up a bit. They found a group of enemies to murder. It's all good again. What's even happening in chat? You left for 5 minutes? Well, you left for 5 minutes, Korokop. We no longer had your grounding lack of roasting humour. Oh, you say need headshots on my build? Y'all just zoom around and kill my enemies? Sounds like a skill issue. Hello, Duvericon. So I've been watching YouTube videos for years. Never knew what your face looked like. Think we need for rats. Bro, you just arrived. What is this? You just arrived here. How dare you join in on the roasting that everyone else is already doing? Bruh. This is not what this stream is about. This is absolutely not how this stream works. Gio, don't you even. Wow. Can't see you bastards. This is worse when someone misheard my username. Not wrong. Do I look like a failed French chef to you, really? Do I really? I'll have you know I'm a failed geologist, thank you very much. I have a Halloween costume now. Halloween, it just goes really easy. Everyone thinks that's scary. So thrown off by this, I forgot to go invisible for a moment there. If I had the hat, goodness sake. Does not fail he owns a bistro? The rat does. We want to talk about people getting carried. That why I don't main Atlas? I don't main Atlas because who needs to main Atlas, really? Atlas is good at a few things, but he's not great at anything. He also has the actual slowest base speed. So, you know. Curious about my personal life? Everyone's curious about my personal life. Of course you are. You're all looking for ways to dox me. Ain't gonna happen. Out of curiosity, what's your favourite type of rock or mineral? I'm a bit particular to Alexandrite, but that's a very expensive one as well. And nullifies it a bit. Out of the basic bitch quartzes, citrine is my favourite there. I do like emeralds. If we're going for something non-precious, I mean, the variety you can get out of quartz. Quartz is just a brilliant mineral all round, to be honest now. Emerald Pog? Fair enough. ISGO likes emeralds too. New information unlocked. She has to say, I love the all-round Varuna build. It is a lovely one to put together. If you just want to go ham meleeing, it works nicely, doesn't it? Headman to say, hello, just started playing. Do you have any recommendations? What should I do or buy? Wow, you really haven't started buying it, that's your question. Where to start? I mean, what you should do is make your way through the quest lines. Just look at the quest you can do, Headmancer. Do that. And when you reach a point where you cannot do the next quest, go do the things you need to do to be able to do the next quest. That will literally guide you through so much of the game. If you're stuck for quests that you don't know which one to do next, if there's none you can just seem to unlock, then try to get to the next planet instead. Quests and planets, that will cover so much of your time whilst guiding you through so many different options. It'll be great. That is your single biggest starting point right there. New viewer didn't come in swinging? I know, right? Wonderful. Much better. Most of you don't come in swinging. Normally you have to be here for a while before you start to turn nasty on me. Usually the way it goes. Oh, with the starting plat as well, someone mentioned about the starting plat. There is a deal available. I don't know if it's still available. It should be. Which I think fits into the starting plat. It'll give you a couple Warframe slots, a couple weapon slots, and a couple companion slots. Honestly, a real good amount. Yeah, if you can get a hold of that one, that's an absolute win. Is it 45 plat? There we go. 45. Absolute bargain. Considering that 2 Warframe slots in itself is 40 plat. Light Skin has just died. Okay, that's a weird name. Right, weird pet names these days. People just throwing together words, don't even know what that lot means. Level to the end of the month? Oh, there we are. Grab that now then. There you go. Perfect time to be a new player. Grab it. That is absolutely the best use of your starter plat right there. The way this frame just kills everything. Let me join in. Whoa! Anime style. You gotta love it. You've gotta love it. Just paint them all, activate, and teleport in. I become the stabby. Although I'm invisible, so the guys are just dying to nothing. Which is perhaps even better, actually. Perhaps even better. Have some more enemies here, please. There's none here now. I can't do it to them if there's none here to actually do it to. There we go. Oh, they died too quick. They actually died too quick. God damn it. There we go. Okay, enough of that. It actually slightly messes with your eyes. Alright, you take care, Jedi. Have a good one. Still doing the tutorial? Fair, fair. Well, welcome on in, Headmancer. Welcome on in. You got a lot of game ahead of you. Why not use this opportunity to test which of Ash's abilities kill counts add to the kill count? We've already seen it's broken. I'm just going to leave that to DE to fix. They can do the full discovery on that one. It's clearly broke. I'm up to 465 kills, but again, 35% of the damage done, and I'm mostly doing it through ability. That's that in itself is wrong. We see 470 kills, activate ability. These guys die, and there is no one else around. 474. Okay, that's how it added. Don't know if it added enough. Let's see, I've got 5 enemies triggered. Hey, it is actually tracking them again now. That's good. It started off not tracking them. Maybe it was a teleport unbroke it? Something went wrong. Realised we had someone with Grendel's ability in here, but there we are, we just had a do. What strength did I have on Frost to full strip with corrosive projection? Good question. Numbers. That amount. Divide 82 by 60, and that's how much percent you want. I think Frost is 60. Yeah, divide 82 by 60. Multiply the result by 100 if you don't know how to read percentages from a decimal. There you go. That's how much you need. Alright, you take care, Carl. We'll see you around. Yeah, switching into the shadow might have fixed the bug, or whatever was going on there. Hey Chill, thank you very much for subscribing at tier 1. Welcome to the channel, Prop My Dude. Enjoy your lovely blue badge, you most go with it. Your access to the supporter tea lounge over on the Discord. And of course, have free viewing here on Twitch. Can't be ignoring that, everyone loves that. Speaking of the supporter tea lounge, so I wanted to run by you guys. Actually, on that matter, something I would like to run by y'all. For a while now, in the supporter tea lounge, I've been putting out a vote every single week, or near enough every single week, to let you choose what will be the variety game on the Friday stream. Because we always do not Warframe on Fridays. Always from a selection of options, and barring the occasional circumstance, it is usually an extremely tight vote. Which occurs to me that, unless it just swings around wildly from time to time, it means that a number of you are not getting your vote anywhere near as frequently as others. Not getting your choice. There is also the matter that those of you who are not subscribers to the channel, any which way, just have absolutely no voice on what that variety stream is. So, 2 things I want to put out to you. First is an idea I've been mulling around of having a vote for the month of streams using a voting system whereby the winning choice that gets for one stream, but then we reduce down the votes in some democratic way to then allow, if it's really picked, then it'll be the second one, but if it's not massively picked, then second place would take the next stream, and so on.
They could not do this without you.
So rather than just winner takes all, first past the post every single week, spreading it out across a month. The other thing to consider, I'd want to, just been bouncing around as an idea, is opening up that vote to also include those of you who aren't in the supporter tea lounge, but still supporters would have a voting priority, as it were. I'm saying supporters nominate games, RNG at the start of stream chooses the game of the day. That's not happening. Determining an entire stream by RNG is a bad idea. I can tell you that for a fact. Does more time really address the issue of No, you're misunderstanding, Gina. You're misunderstanding. I'm not saying you get a month to vote. I'm saying it vote on the month of streams. So, say for example, the options were Apex Legends, Stardew Valley, and No Man's Sky. Just picking 3 games out of the list there. Currently, if the vote was 778 for No Man's Sky, then all 4 weeks in a row that vote happened, it would be No Man's Sky. But 7 people voted for Apex and 7 people voted for Stardew, and they just never got featured in that theoretical vote. Whereas done the alternative way around, it would go, well, the majority vote was for Apex, so that gets 1. But then the typical way I would look to do that would be subtract the second highest vote from the winner. That uses a similar system to Google's ad policy, but you don't need to think about that right now. Which means then the second choice, after that subtraction, would go next. And in that case, that would be one of either Stardew or Apex. And then again, the other one. And then after those ones, it would now be the No Man's Sky one again. So 4 weeks of streams from a single vote rather than 1 week of stream from 1 vote. So it's not winner takes all. Opening it up more. No, Cosmo, again, still, I'm not opening it up to supporters to pick the list of games. I pick the list of games based on what I'd be happy and confident with streaming. I don't put a game on the list if I don't want to stream it, because that will suck. And there's no point me opening up to this world to say, hey, tell me which games you want me to stream, because then all that's going to lead to is a bunch of people naming a bunch of games I've either never heard of or have no interest in streaming, and being constantly told, no, not that one, no, not that one, no, not that one. It's far better for me to say, no, here are the games that are an option, which would you like? What votes for subs? That's what I'm thinking, is like, if we did it as a month vote, or vote for the month, a few days open, vote for the month, and then of those votes, sub ones are counted higher than non-sub ones. Pure and simple, really. It's not a giveaway, so it doesn't clash with any kind of legal limitations. Because currently, the subscribers already get more votes. They get 1 versus non-subscribers 0. Oh, people can already suggest games, Cosmo. I don't have a moratorium blocking the ability to suggest a game. It's just by and large, when people suggest a game, they suggest a game I don't want to stream. So that kind of ruins that. Yeah, no? I've had suggestions of streaming DRG. Never got around to playing it. From what I've heard, probably don't have enough time in the day to add that into my loop, as it were. I've had suggestions of streaming some story-based games, but the ones that have been suggested are not ones I've wanted to do. One person suggested streaming a pretty horrifying-looking anime-style game. I'm just like, you know who I am? That's not me. I'd pass, thanks. So it's easier for me to give a list that I will stream, rather than tell every Joe blog, no, that game you want to see streamed is not one I want to stream. It's just that. Trey, still haven't got around to opening it up. Sorry, HDO. I just ain't got around to it. I can't even remember the name of it, Ina. I genuinely cannot remember the name of it. I just looked at it and went, yeah, nah. The Steam page was enough for me to go, yeah, no, not happening. Please don't gift it me. I won't open it. I will reject the gift. Yeah, I knew actually just mentioning DRG would get some people to go, oh, oh. Don't mention a dwarf?
The longer you fight, the more successful
And get around to
you
playing
will
it.
be.
Believe it or not, most of my time is taken up with family, life stuff, and working. Does limit exploring other games a bit. But that's fine. The variety stream was never conceived of as exploring every game in the market. You did not, Mr. Badman. No, you did not. Understandable, Ladybug, yeah. Yeah, I'll put the discussion into the supporter tea lounge. Open it up there. Because at the end of the day, it's the supporters who have had the vote all along, and it's you supporters who are ensuring that the channel continues to exist, quite frankly. I do look at some suggestions. So everyone, what is ever giving you the impression that I don't look at the suggestions people give me? Have I ever done anything on this channel? On YouTube, on Twitch, on Discord, on Twitter even, to give you the impression that I just ignore the suggestions being put out. I don't even look at them. If not, then I don't understand the question. You know? Have I continued on the D&D stuff? No, I have not. Not since the news broke on Hasbro being absolute shits. I haven't continued with it so far because I need to refactor some stuff, and frankly I'm in half a mind to just not continue D&D. I'd want to change it for a different system, or do I continue with the D&D stuff and then I continue to support what the hell they've been up to? It's a tough call to make, to be quite honest. And for something that was kind of a side project anyway, kind of killed it for me. It's really kind of killed it. Hasbro being absolute just like they have has utterly demotivated continuing on that. Yeah, Hasbro has been a bit of a problem at times before, of course, Ina, but you can't look at what's gone down with the OGL for 1 D&D and trying to be retroactive 5e stuff as well and tell me that that's not completely ridiculous considering the last decade of D&D content. Like, it wasn't exactly an everyday practice for them, otherwise it wouldn't be such a big deal by now, would it? And it's not just the fact that the news broke and they tried pulling the moves they did, it's the fact that it was so ridiculously over the top, like corporate evil level, that it shows I can just absolutely not trust them in any way whatsoever with that entire hobby of mine, which is frankly devastating. Hasbro have shown they are quite happy just throwing the community into turmoil and letting it tear itself into separate subsections where people abandoning it or switching to different systems all over the place. They would fragment the community because they felt they were not getting enough money. Horrible. Quite frankly, horrible. Yeah, you know, that's the other thing as well, is that when you're dealing with a company of their size that shows themselves to be litigious, it doesn't matter if you are right. It matters if you can afford to prove that you are right. And when a company starts making moves like that, it shows that they are ready to strong-arm over stuff they may not even be right about, by just using licenses to effectively force you into accepting their way or the highway. And that's disgusting. That is genuinely disgusting. So, it puts me off. What about state in D&D? Yeah. Oh, someone's died. Sebimon has gone down. Alright. That does put us into a position of either reviving or leaving. We're at about the 35-minute mark again, so you know what, we'll get, see if we can revive in the next 20 seconds. I don't think we can, so I don't know if we'll be able to get you the reward. We can try, but I don't think we can get you the 35-minute reward, and then we'll just exit. The Ash build has worked out quite nicely, though. No problem on that. Yeah, no, let's just exit. There's no point sticking this one around. Let's just go. Yeah, I do hope the Orc license comes through, as you mentioned there, ISGO, but overall, it's just put a hold downer on the whole lot for me. What's my kill count looking like? 830 to 8. LU's 895, not bad. Especially after so many kills were just discounted for some amount of time. But yeah, not bad. This company's that big, all decisions according to what is more beneficial financially, says Smuggler. To an extent, yeah, and there's no getting around that, unfortunately. Yay, unfettered capitalism for the shareholders and nothing else. Yay. You need to get the reward? Oh, there we are, that's good then. We'll just leave. And that should bring you out as well. There we are. All Gucci. Now, if someone were to compare the policies between Hasbro with Wizards of the Coast with D&D and the policies that Warframe puts out, you might wonder why I feel quite so sickened. I don't know if any of you have really looked at what the Warframe policies are. Also, 23 Fight Assassins, quite a bit lower there. Who was it who had the drop chance booster last time? Alright, one quick aside on that. Who had the drop? Yes, resource drop chance booster, so it was Eliu. Hang on. That was quite a bit lower there then. Interesting. Yeah. Alright, let me just note this into my stuff. That was the survival on Saturn. This was the Grenier. Mission time was 0:37:58. The total kills is broken, so I'm just going to put question marks. But we know that broke. Squad size was a 3. Rounds was the same 7. Vita Assassins only 23. Yet with a booster. Interdasting. But that is now recorded. Maybe we just got very lucky on that previous one. Alright then. That is going to be a wrap on the arbitration stuff for now. So, Eliu, Sabermond, thank you very much for joining in on that there. Enjoy your essences and have a good one. Drop that there. But yeah, let me just bring you guys up to speed on the... what's it? Yeah, on the Warframe policy. For those of you who may not be aware of it, let me just switch my screens around here. You'll be able to see that. Let me grab the Warframe's policy, content policy. Here we go. Alright. Flashbang, by the way. You guys should be used to that stuff. Deal with it. Blah, blah, blah. We are humbled by the effort by Warframe community that put into creations. We'll make sure those creations never encounter trademark or copyright issues. Please follow these guidelines. Non-commercial use. So this is very similar to the D&D fan policy. It's non-commercial, so you cannot directly profit from the sale of Warframe IP. You cannot charge users for access, or do not charge users to access or own your Warframe creations. Can I show that Fulman build? Yeah, let me do that real quick for you. The Fulman build is a nice build. It works wonderfully. You ready to screenshot, Dwunk? 3, 2, 1. Maybe screenshot it. Oh, that did not tab over. There we are. How'd the Archon hunt go? We did not get Tau Forge, no. So, with this, they do allow for the monetization of ads. So you may monetize content that includes Warframe assets through passive advertisements. Fan sites and YouTube videos may include advertising, for example, as long as the advertisements do not interfere with the user's access to the content. So there are ads on the stuff on the YouTube channel. Pure and simple. Sponsorships. You may feature sponsorships alongside Warframe content, but please keep sponsorship mentions to a reasonable, minimal level. Make sure it's clear that the third party is acting as a sponsor only and is not associated with Warframe or Digital Extremes, which I make clear. Warframe Digital Extremes logos, do not use those without express written consent from DE. Respect other creators and still follow the terms of use. Pretty simple stuff, but basically it locks it down to if you are using Warframe stuff, you can make ads, but you cannot directly charge to access the Warframe specific creations that uses Warframe IP. You can't copyright, trademark game mechanics, you can't take control of those. So numerical stuff is fine, but for example, what is it? Yeah, you wouldn't be able to, say, make a video game and sell that based on Warframe stuff. They absolutely would not be okay with that kind of stuff. Would you, for example, not be allowed to put videos behind a paywall like Patreon? That's a good question on that one there. It depends on the content of the video. The fact is using Warframe gameplay, by and large, would probably be a no on that, yeah. But discussion of mathematical concepts around it wouldn't be as much. It's an interesting one, especially when it comes down to transformative stuff. Sell a build. Selling advice. Coaching. Is advice and coaching. And in terms of selling a build, you are selling the advice on that. You are not directly selling the IP of Warframe there. So that would probably be okay. Selling glyphs, how would you sell a glyph? You type the code into the market. You can't. That's... Yeah, I can't help you on that one. If you've got specific questions though, broadly, I do suggest you should direct those questions to DE. If you come across a creator doing something which you think may or may not be acceptable under the content policy, then you can contact DE directly. Literally, contact DE if you have any questions about these guidelines. Remember, DE are the ones that write this, not me. I'm referring you to it, walk you through basic bits, but that be that on that one. Now, they do have another one. If I just quickly bring this up here, the fan merchandise policy. They do have a further one as well, which is regards to making things based on Warframe. So, the creativity fans have shown over the years truly motivates us that we love seeing creations, want to have the best experience possible, so they've made some guidelines. So, making and selling handmade or personally 3D printed fan merchandise items inspired by Warframe is generally accepted. You do not need express written permission from us to do so. However, we do not allow mass production or mass distribution of items unless you have the permission, of course. So they go into further examples and bits and pieces throughout here if you want to have a further look at those. So I won't be covering loads of examples. They do a very good job of it on their page here. But they make it clear that you can commission things to be produced. So if another party is producing the items for you in limited runs, that is okay. But huge quantities, not okay. And they do specify in the examples some examples of how that actually comes to terms. You must make it clear it's unofficial. Do not use their logos and trademarks. Do not use official art and assets from the game. For example, Lotus symbol pulled from the game or any piece of art created or owned by DE from its web pages should not be used. They say do not use the likenesses of the DE employees themselves. Do not make items very similar to what DE themselves are selling. That kind of stuff. Simple business bits and pieces. Only sell directly to people, so don't use a website to second party produce this stuff for you. That is absolutely not okay under their stuff there. So you need to personally sell and ship the stuff yourself. Not doing drop shipping and things to that effect. So if you've ever looked at my merch store, exclamation mark merch, because you should have a look at it, is where you can get this lovely mug here with the text on the other side, because I know I still haven't uploaded an image for that, my bad, sorry. But you can get this handy mug and other bits and pieces. None of that stuff over there involves the Warframe bits and pieces, because otherwise that would fall afoul of their policy. Fun fact, I do follow the rules. I spend enough time reading and understanding them, rules, contracts, the whole shebang, to then lead to this stuff. And they say they reserve the right to ask you to remove any works anytime at their sole discretion for any reason. Pretty simple standard stuff. So Warframe actually have their stuff really locked down. If you want to make money from Warframe stuff, by and large they say no. By and large they say no. If you are doing small batch fan creation stuff, small bits of artwork, that kind of thing, they go, yeah, that's fine. Want to make a few stickers? Go right ahead. But if you want to run a full-ass business out of that, no, that's not happening really now. YouTube videos which put adverts on it, that's fine. Twitch streams, that's fine. Because people can still engage with it for free, that's fine. But if you're using Warframe stuff otherwise, they mostly start to have a problem. And again, if you have any questions about that, you should reach out to DE, look through these examples. They're the people to help you on that, speak to their team, their lawyers. I spoke to them about the D&D project that I started on, have since put on indefinite pause, to clarify with them exactly what they'd be okay with there. So, the reason I bring this up in regards to the D&D stuff is how it compares there. As it seems like the norm for most video games. It does, yeah. So, let me bring you over to the D&D stuff. Now, for that, I'm going to have to find it. It's like, oh god, yeah, there's... Yeah, what's... I don't know what's going to be the best way to bring this up. So I'll just summarize. Okay, I'm going to get some bits wrong. I'm going to miss out some key bits here, but I'm going to summarize for you. Under the D&D OGL, they basically say, here are the sections of the D&D, Dungeons & Dragons creations and IP you can use in your own stuff. You can use it to make products. You can use it to sell, you can use it commercially, you can use it pretty much however you please. You do not owe us royalties. This license is going to be standing for pretty much indefinitely. They do not say the word indefinitely in there though, so that is a crucial tidbit, hence lawyers. But pretty much it was open to do what you want with this stuff. But by the way, this other stuff of D&D that we put out, you can't touch, that is ours. Do not pass go, do not collect £200. Certainly not literal. For example, I think the Beholder is one of those that is really locked up. That's their thing. You cannot take that. They also have a fan policy. That I think I can bring up quickly, because they've not been messing with that. That fan policy has stayed where it is. So D&D fan policy. Wizards of the Coast fan content policy. Perfect, here we go. Another flashbang. Don't mind flayers and intellect devourers? There we are then. There we are. So, with their fan content policy, okay, I agree on the stuff. They've got all these bits and pieces here. Again, they've got the 7 key things that they have, or 8 because there's one last thing, and then they've got FAQs to help you understand it a bit further. Their fan policy, however, let me compare this one to Warframes real quickly. You can use Wizards IP, except for the restrictions linked in 3, to make fan content that you share with the community for free. Free means free. So far, yeah, okay, people need to be able to access it for free. You can't require payments, surveys, download subscriptions, or email registration to access your fan content. Again, keep it free. If people want to support you separately, fine, but if they're accessing the content using the D&D stuff, it must be free if it's under the fan policy. You can't sell or license your content to any third parties for any type of compensation. You can't sell it. But then they have this. Your fan content must be free for others, including wizards, to view, okay, access, okay, share, okay, and use without paying you anything, obtaining your approval, or giving you credit. Then we run into a little bit of a problem, as far as I'm concerned. Your fan content, anything you create under the Wizards of the Coast fan content policy, we love that you enjoy creating and sharing fan content, and that's the stuff you make. So if you make something under this policy, it's defined here, capital letters, legalese, the stuff you make under this policy. That people, including wizards, can share and use without paying you anything or giving you credit. And this has always been there. This is why the OGL was so importantly separate, because that didn't have this in. And OGL 1.1 turned around and put it in, as well as royalties. Denying you copyright? Not denying it you, telling you to remove it. Slight difference. So, for fan stuff was always just nickable. If someone created a fan piece of D&D stuff, if they created something based on the Beholder, for example, you could lift that for yourself, share it anywhere you like, and under this very policy, that person has no recourse whatsoever. They agree to it if they create it under this fan policy for using Wizard IP. So you'd refer to the OGL if you wanted to create something commercial that people couldn't just steal from you. And that's why it's created such a big hubbub. But if you compare to Warframe stuff overall, though, Warframe doesn't have a thing where you can just, create an anime using Warframe characters. You can't create a video game or application using Warframe stuff without tying it into the Warframe creator policies they already put out. So aside from this bit here of the everyone can take your stuff and never give you anything for it, which is exceedingly harsh. Like, Jesus. You're already saying it's free, you could at least let them have credit for it. This is a covering their back thing. If someone happens to make something related and D&D pick up something similar, they don't want to be dragged through legal issues of someone going, you stole from me. And I get it, lawyers want to make that easier on themselves. The fact that these guys as a company have so much money that they can swing their dick around legally means that they can strong arm people with this stuff. And putting that into the OGL was terrible. Even better, Wizards could sell it. Oh yeah, that's the other thing as well, is that you could produce something and you have to keep it free, but Wizards could sell it because it's still their IP. And you've just said that Wizards could sell it. Which is an interesting one. They've always been a bit of a strong arm. Isn't that saying any fan content you make lacks any and all copyright space, so they can't copyright it either? Yeah, which also does restrict their desire to spread it themselves. They wouldn't be able to slap copyrights onto it for nicking it. But still, they've always been a bit strong army, but the OGL at least allow people, and has done so for many, many, many years now. Many years. Allow people to use a limited selection that Wizard of the Coast chose to make available. They didn't have to sign up to this in the first place, they chose to make it available. Let businesses and creators flourish under the OGL, grow brilliantly. And in the process, that grew the D&D brand. Because if you've got loads of people creating stuff based on D&D, every single time they're saying, yeah, this is derived from Dungeons & Dragons. Look at all this Dungeons & Dragons stuff. Dungeons & Dragons, Dungeons & Dragons, Dungeons & Dragons. I wonder how you capture a market. Alright. By telling everyone that you are the tabletop game. How many of you here have heard of Dark Heresy? Just throwing one of the many out there. I know some of you have. It's rhetorical, Mr. Badman. You failed the test. You failed the test. So, they've got a bunch of other bits and pieces in here. If you just glanced at the bold stuff, you would miss this important line here. Now, tell the community it's unofficial, don't hurt others, don't hurt wizards, no bad stuff, what a vague thing. And that was one of the things that was a problem with their stuff. Their OGL is they... In the updated, possibly updated again OGL, quite a bit down the line there, they wanted to include a line where, oh, we can't revoke this license. We can't revoke our new license from you for any reason, unless we decide that your content is any way offensive or obscene, in which case then we'll revoke it. And also, by the way, if you try to challenge us, you are not allowed to challenge us, so if you try to challenge us on our decision, we can also revoke the license because that is against the rules of the license. What? What? Exactly, Twine Station, yeah. Always read every word of an agreement, and if you do not understand the agreement, get someone smarter than you to read it and check it for you. Do not just take an agreement at face value, certainly if you do not understand the agreement. Every single agreement I have ever had offered to me, the Twitch one, the YouTube one, sponsor ones, I go through it word by word, detail by detail to cover every bit of it. I have rejected outright certain offers to me that otherwise wouldn't have been too much of a problem because the terms of the contract that they were trying to put in were frankly ludicrous. The only IP, don't like the rules, don't use it. Oh yeah, there is absolutely that, Karen Lich. But they had the rules set in place for well over a decade. I'm not sure even if we were up to 2 decades, closing in on it, and then decide to pull the rug out from people. That's called giving the middle finger to the community and people who made you rich just because you wanted to be richer. If you don't recognize the people who made you who you are, and go, oh shit, you're making money as well? Oh, no, 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 we want more of that. That's a problem. You don't start with open doors for 23 years. Thank you, ISGO. And then try to slam them after everyone's entered the keep. You just don't do that. By doing that, it shows they at this point don't care, and there is no recovering from that trust. Fan content and commercial content is different as well. Carnage, it sounds like you've arrived here in the middle of this conversation. Welcome in, by the way. Yes, we know. Believe me, I've been covering that at length. Those who are regulars here will tell you as well. I definitely know that. If you're new to even who I am in general, again, welcome. Yeah, I definitely am a stickler for the details. The difference between fan content and commercial content has not evaded me. I am not just some layperson, some ratatouille-looking guy on a stream playing games for fun. I definitely understand my contracts. Wretched. Cheers. Yeah, they are IGO, they are. Pretty much. And so on that note, chat. On that note, Warframe have set the terms quite clearly, and they have stuck to them. They have been exceedingly supportive, and they continue to support creators in plenty sufficient ways. The amount of freedom they give to their creators is more restrictive than the freedom given by the original OGL for Dungeons & Dragons. But that doesn't matter, because they haven't had their doors open for their entire lifetime and then slammed them shut trying to catch people out in a gimme. They continue to allow us to work with them on a level of trust. That is respect. And with that respect, we also end with a platinum giveaway. Platinum giveaway which DE provide. Yeah, this platinum isn't coming out of my pocket, by the way. That number's not going down for you guys. No offense, but DE are the ones that make it available, so that's why I'm able to do it every single Warframe stream. Every Wednesday and Sunday, we have these plat giveaways. So, if you have not yet grabbed yourself a ticket for that, go ahead and do so. Exclamation mark ticket in the chat for a chance to win it. Doesn't matter what platform you're on. Xbox, PC, PlayStation, Switch, all of you are eligible to enter. Mobile is in beta, that's different, it doesn't count. In alpha even, or something like that, so doubly doesn't count. Everyone else, yes. And if you already have a ticket, don't spam the bot. Please, only if you need a ticket. We don't need to rate limit the bot. It gets enough of that on the really busy days. It gets enough of that on the really, really busy days. And we do have these rants from here from time to time. For anyone who's completely new and missed out on this, I do rant about details here and there. I keep it non-political as much as I can. But I have my rants. The bagel one especially. It happens. It happens. I'll try and keep it non-political though. They do crossplay for mobile at one point. I'm shutting that down immediately. I mean, okay. Understandable. Rants are very fun. I try to keep them informative more than anything. Entertaining and informative. A delicate mix to get. Political bagels? Really? No, no. Sorry, not Crowned Ladybug this time. Still no. Why do I keep messing your name up with others, Ladybug? I don't know what it is. I think it's because I refer to you as Ladybug, but I see Crowned first. It just confuses my mind. What's wrong with No. No. We're not doing this. We're not doing this again. We're doing the platinum bloody giveaway now, alright? If you didn't get a ticket, it's too late. People are starting to talk about the forbidden stuff. Let's move on to the winner, because the winner today of the platinum giveaway is Metalwares. I like the username. Rolls off the tongue well. Metalwares, congratulations. You are the winner of the platinum giveaway. I'll be contacting you here on Twitch in the next few minutes to get a hold of your Warframe username platform. We'll get that sent on over to you. I don't say, did something happen to the PS4 chat on your Discord, or am I just blind? Ronald, congratulations. You're the first person to notice. Holy shit, Ronald. You're the first person to notice and make an actual note about it. Yeah, the platform-specific channels have actually been gone for a while. I disabled them all. You're the first person to notice. Or at least the first person to mention it at all. They'd see basically no use. And so I shut them down. They were taking up space. But they have? Yeah, Penguin, yeah. Yeah. They were completely dead. They weren't being used, especially with crossplay being a thing. There was no point for it, so gone. Oh, Metal is here. There we go. Wow, yep, absolutely. Yeah, let me just open this up. Quick whisper. Hey, yo, what's your Warframe username and platform? This is the least professional message I've ever sent this way of announcing that you've won. I'm gonna make this even worse. Thanks. I'm so sorry, Metal Wares. that is the message you get from me on this one. Enjoy. That wholly unprofessional message is the opening of that line. But congratulations. I just see you entered your ticket like 2 minutes prior, if even that. That's impressive. Let me see. Are you even on the list? Oh, you weren't one of the very last ones to enter, but you were very close in to one of the last ones to enter. That is really lucky for you. Congrats, my dude. Xbox One had a great total of 5 messages. Yeah, that channel did have like next to nothing in it. So I removed them. Can write the most professional message ever written by mankind. I have professional messages. It's just sometimes not always needed. If someone's already here in the chat and they've heard the breakdown, yep, you've won, here's the good news, then absolutely, I'll send the details your way. Metalwords has already responded, so that is excellent. I'll approach that property in a moment. But for now, chat, we need to raid on over. We need to raid on over to another part of the Warframe community, because that is all that we've got time for. So who are we going to raid today? That is the perpetual question. Who are we going to raid today? Let's see who's streaming. Let's see, first of all, does anything come up on my channels you follow list? Yeah, there's a couple. There's a couple I recognise there. Let's just head over to the Warframe directory entirely and take a pick. Let's see. Is there any preferences, chat? I'm sure you guys have preferences from time to time, but who are we going to raid? Oh, look at that. We are comfortably at the top of the category today. You guys are awesome. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. As Invasions, as in... there's a couple of votes already for As Invasions. You're very welcome, Dream Seed. You have a good one. Then we can go over to As Invasions. Who wants to go over to As Invasions? Everyone? Most of you? Enough of you? I mean, I'm not seeing anything otherwise, so... As Invasions... 3 for ads. Let's go. Eddie, you're not even streaming, are you? How can I raid you? Alright, the raid is loaded, chat. Join on to this one. Let's show the very best of what this community has to offer. It looks like they're doing a... What are they doing at the moment? I don't know what they're doing at the moment, but we're going to head on over. Let's see what they're up to. But that's all from me, chat. You have yourselves a very good one. Bye-bye.